Okay, guys, so we are live. So for those listening at home, welcome to the Dungeon Musings YouTube channel. My name is Kevin Madison, and I will be your friendly game master today. Because you see, today we've been down quite a few players this weekend because of the long weekend. So we are taking the opportunity to run a two-part adventure using Green Ronin's The Expanse role-playing game. The game is based, obviously, off of the very popular series of novels and TV series. It is based on uses the age engine that Green Ronin uses for most of their role-playing games. There's Sword Chronicles out now, so not all of them. But with me today to take a trip into the Expanse are two of our regulars. First up, so guys, why don't you tell us who you are, who you're playing, and what experience you have with the age system so far. So first up, we have John.
Hey everyone, I am John. I am playing Nico Velez, an earther Brazilian who grew up and entered the United Nations Navy as a pilot. Military life didn't suit her very well, so she decided to leave and skip to the belt. And and I have zero experience with this game, so yay.
Nice. And next up is Mo.
Hi, I'm Morris. I'm playing Casey. What's her name?
Country.
So I'd imagine she's Asian. She seems to be the engineer and general punching things. So like a tougher version of Kaylee, maybe. I've played Modern Age using this system, so I know what the basic stuff is, and I've watched a few episodes of The Expanse.
Nice. Okay, so then, guys, let's see here. Let's talk a bit about just the setting of the Expanse, because I think, and it sounds like you guys are already. Oh, come on, grab the characters. There we go. You guys are already up to speed on this. If you've watched the first episode, you got a sense of what the Expanse is and where it's set. But the Expanse is set in our solar system. If you neither of you, it sounds like, have finished the first season yet. So this is going to take place. I'll try and avoid spoilers for you for what's happened. But what I can tell you is that for where our story starts is going to be on Tycho Station, which is where is it here?
Asteroid belt.
Asteroid belt. Yeah, there we go. Right here. And the something has caused. You may remember in some of the earlier episodes there was this huge ship being built by the Mormons at Tycho Station called the Nauvoo. Well, the Nauvoo is currently hurtling its way towards the outside of the solar system, and there's been another pretty substantial development. Those listening at home will know precisely what I'm talking about. And I think if you guys watched the first episode, you saw a hint of what would later be referred to as the protomolecule. That's where we find ourselves, is in this period, not where what happens in the later books and later seasons, which one of the things that is really interesting about the Expanse in general is the seismic shifts in the status quo as you go through the series. And the game actually simulates that in a very interesting way, which we're going to talk about. So you guys are part of a crew. I don't think you've hired onto a ship right now because there's only two of you guys. We'll say that there isn't a ship that you have right now, but you've been, working together for some time. I'm picturing you guys being kind of like all-purpose troubleshooters right now, where you'll take the pay where you can to get by. In fact, you know what? We will let you have a ship. You guys have some kind of ship, and it'll be something similar to a light cargo hauler or something like that.
Maybe it's something we scavenged last kind of mission together, and Casey's been piecing back together, and I've been piloting Rickety.
Sure. Well, and if we have other characters that show up in the course, so we can deal with that. That's really all you need to know. So the setting itself, there are some fantastical elements in the sense of the protomolecule, but otherwise the game excuse me, is very much a hard science fiction setting. There isn't any, there's no magic, there's no like force, there's no, talking aliens or things like that. Like it's the setting is very, very much a grounded science fiction story. So don't expect to be, shooting lasers or like, using force powers or things like that. Like it's not that kind of story. The politics of the system as well too are very much a part of the setting. So the broad speaking, the tensions between Earth and Mars are really at a high. Earth and Mars fought one war, and they've been at a state of Cold War for quite some time now. And recent events have also led to one of the moons of Mars, Deimos, being destroyed. So tensions between the Earthers and Mars are pretty high. And then the belt as well too has there is what was an outlawed group called the what were the Belters group called? OPA, the Outer Planets Alliance, and the OPA was sort of underground for some time, but it's very much with the recent developments in the system, they've become more an actual power player. And I think at this point as well, the OPA has access to a whole bunch of nuclear weapons that relate to events that happened in the first season of the show and the first book. So they're really, they have some force to bring to the table as well. So the tension between the Belters, and the inner system people, the people from Mars, people from Earth, is very tangible as well too, and has been growing over the past couple of years now. So that's the world that you guys will be playing in. Let me play. Now that I've shown that, let me put your character tokens here. All right, so the game is, just to talk about mechanics, the game is based on this concept called stunting. And what it happens is when you make your dice rolls, you'll see on the, I think, Mo, you made a test roll there, so yeah, a couple of them. So here's the way it works is the dice that is in the blue is going to be your, if we were playing in person, what we do is when you make a skill test, you roll 3d6, and one of those d6 is a different color from the other ones. That is your stunt die, or your drama die, I think it's called. And if you roll doubles on your attempt, and you roll a success, you generate a number of stunt points equal to the drama dice. You also have we also use the drama dice to judge how successful or your relative task is. So if we're comparing, when two people make tests, we look at the drama dice to figure out who did better on it, if it's contested. The stunt points, let's see, do I have you on the right screen? I do. What I've got down there, I also have in handouts, I've got the things you can spend your stunt points on. And I've kept only the ones from I think there's a couple other ones that are added in the actual core rulebook, but like Modern Age has a much more exhaustive list. If there's something you want to try with your stunt points that isn't on there, let me know and we can talk about it. Because I mean, it's a really neat way of letting you guys kind of on the fly customize your outcomes. And the stunt dice apply or the drama dice and the stunts apply whether you're in combat, whether you're doing general skills, whether you're in exploration mode. So it's something that kind of cuts into every level of play. Now, one thing that this game does that Modern Age didn't is it does a neat trick with your fortune. So the way your hit points function in this is as a stat called fortune, and you guys can see you've got fortune. Let me see if I can add a bar for you with your fortune points on it. Fortune, look at that. Hot damn. Guys, this game is great. Okay, so there you go. Your red bar is going to be your fortune. Now, fortune does double duty as your hit points, so you cash in fortune as you take damage to avoid taking a serious injury. But you also can use fortune to modify your dice rolls. It also functions as a narrative meta currency. Let's see here, everyone, boom, there we go. You guys can see each other's names and...
Can't see his name. There we go. Yep.
Yep. Okay, great. So what you can do is you can spend the points to change your dice. So let's take a look at Mo's roll again. Let's say you knew. Let's say you want to bump that up. You like that you got 4 stunt points, but you didn't get enough to actually make it. What you can do on a 1-for-1 basis, you can spend fortune to replace one of those dice. And it just counts as whatever the number you want to replace it with. That's how much it costs you in fortune points. You also can replace the stunt dice, but that costs you twice as much. So if you want to, if you get a doubles, like let's say that your 4 there, Mo, wasn't on the stunt dice, it was on the other one, and you decided you needed 6 stunt points. Well, that would cost you 12 fortune.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, but I was going to say for that roll, I'd probably want to change the 3 to a 4 to get a double and the same stunt. Or am I not remembering the system correctly?
No, it's any doubles. Any doubles count towards generating stunts, whether it's on the drama dice or whether it's on any other dice.
So if you get a triple...
No, if there's nothing special that comes from that?
I see. So you'd want to make... if you had a potential double that was 1 or 2 away, you could...
Yeah, and the thing is, it costs the number you're changing it to. So it's not how much you're bumping up. It replaces it altogether. So if you wanted to replace let's say you want to replace that 3 with a 5, it'll cost you 5 fortune. And then if you want to replace the stunt dice or the drama dice, it's going to cost you twice as much. So it gives you a little bit of control. Now, what happens when you run out of fortune is that you become you start taking conditions, and there's 2 conditions. There's injured and there's wounded. Injured means you're badly hurt, but you're still able. You're not. I'm going to read it from the book instead of me trying to paraphrase it. Give me a sec here, because that will be. Here we go. Conditions. Okay, so injured is the hurt. You're hurt. You take a -1 penalty to all tests, and you're fatigued. Fatigue means that you cannot charge or run. An injured character also who receives an additional injury becomes wounded. And when you're wounded, you take -2 to all tests, and you're exhausted, your speed's halved, and you're unable to take the charge or run actions. If you take a 3rd condition, then you are down.
Right.
So, but the thing, there's actually a neat narrative kind of trick you can do. If you're in combat and you are not, let me see here, you have not attacked, what you can do is you can just say, I've been taken out. So this is before, and it's not that if you've attacked, it's before you've taken damage. You can say, all right, I'm taken out by this thing. And what that means is that this is you being taken hostage, this is you being knocked unconscious, but you'll recover. And the thing is, it's the attacker who chooses one condition. So it could be dying, wounded, or unconscious. But I'm going to be true to sort of the scene. That's for ships as well. So that's if you're taken out. That's if you take your 3rd condition. Rolling over is what I'm thinking of. Rolling over, you take yourself out of the thing and you choose a condition. So what it allows is if you guys are in a situation where you're like, shit, we're just not going to work out of this. I'm going to take myself out, and then you pick a condition that would be appropriate. So this is, if there's a scene in one of the early episodes where the little escape pod or whatever, or shuttle that they're in, comes across a Martian, battle cruiser. What the players could have said in that, if they were playing, is, okay, we're going to roll over. So we're just taking hostage, and then what we do is we transition to you being in the situation where it's as if you were defeated in that, but it's not the end of the game or the end of the story. Combat, it looks like it's pretty lethal in this. So, So when you get when you're out of fortune points, or if you choose, when you take your fortune points, what you do is for your injured condition, you get to then roll a 1d6 and reduce the damage that you take for that. And as long as that gets rid of all of the remaining damage, then you're just injured. But if it takes more than that, then you're both injured and wounded. This will make sense more when it goes in. The thing I want to make sure you're aware of is rolling over. I think it's a really clever mechanic, and it's a great way of, one of the problems, even like with this, where we got a small group, combat can be really tricky if one of you guys gets taken down. What rolling over allows you to do is just say, okay, I'm taken out in this thing, here's the condition I'm going to give myself, and then we'll figure out what happens next. So does that make sense, guys?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. So let's quickly take a look at your character sheets as well, and just give a quick reminder for how this works. All right, so the stats you've got on there, your fortune, we've talked about. Your speed is how many meters I think you move in a turn. Your defense is what people need to roll to hit you. Your toughness is what's subtracted when you take damage. Now I think both of yours, yeah, both of those are accurate. I noticed the pre-gens there's one error on Izzy Moon's sheet, because her attack should be a little higher. If you have what's listed under your character, you should each have some focuses. And what those are is just basically when you are using something that is specific to like a skill task, like brawling or engineering or might on Casey's sheet, you get to add +2. In addition to adding your skill, you also get to add +2 to your result, and the thing will do that for you. What the focuses do is these are kind of like feats in D20 games. These are the things that are abilities that you have that nobody else has. And if you need to expand them out to, you can just drag down, and it'll reveal more of the rules for them. Let's see here. Other than that, I think that the skills should be all pretty self-explanatory. There isn't like an unskilled thing in this, so you can feel free to try anything, in the game. But there's no exploding dice or anything like that. So you're not trained, or not at least optimized towards some certain difficult tasks. Then you're probably not going to succeed. Last thing I'll mention is something I'm probably going to forget about, but I'm hoping I don't, which is the churn. And what this is it's a neat... One of the things that you may have noticed with the game is there's no critical failures. So you don't roll... there's nothing where there's a dramatically bad turn of events for you guys. But what the churn does is it gives a way of building up towards those kinds of results. And what happens is every time that you guys succeed on an ability test and you roll a 6 on a drama dice, anytime you guys spend 4 or more stunt points... anytime fortune points are spent to alter a dice roll, anytime you guys overcome an encounter or hazard, and at the end of a scene in the adventure, I move the churn tracker up. And churn looks like this. And then every time I hit a threshold, I get to roll and see what thing might happen. And these things are like minor effects, smaller setbacks that happen. Could be small boons, up to the point of like the kind of campaign-altering events where, like, the planets go to war, or it's the discovery of the protomolecule, or whatever. It's unlikely that we're going to get anything other than the most low-level stuff, but it's a really, really neat mechanic for long-term play that I think is pretty cool, because it seems like the players are kept in the loop, so you guys would know, like, when the rising tension is going. It's similar to the Doom Pool in Conan, or I'm trying to think of what other games we've played recently that have that type of mechanic. Star Trek Adventures has that. But anyway, it's a really neat... I think it's a neat mechanic, and it's a neat way of incorporating the same type of thing as critical failures without actually having critical failures in the game. All right. So that is it for our introduction. Do you guys have any questions about the characters? About what...
It's fairly easy to learn. So I literally got all of it in my head in 45 minutes. So
nice.
Yeah, highly recommend it.
Yeah, it's a cool... what do you call it? It's cool how it keeps the complexity fairly low on really, but it also encourages some creativity with the stunt points. So, all right, let's jump into the adventure. So, as I said, we are starting, guys, on Tycho Station. So, boom. Let's take a look at Tycho Station here. Oh, hold on. I'm gonna grab your actual tokens I set up. Come on, Madison. Jeez. Jeez. There we go. So let me go here. And for those listening at home, we are playing the introductory adventure out of the core rulebook called To Sleep, Perchance to Dream. So if you are intending on playing that, I'd wait until you play it and then come back and watch and see how ours differed, just so it's not spoiled for you. If you don't intend on playing it, then let's see what happens. Alrighty, so guys, our story opens on Tycho Station, and Tycho Station is sort of one of the largest hubs, if not the largest hub, in the outer system. And given the events of the last couple of months, things are even more active here. You know, I'm trying to think. So for those listening at home, forgive me for not giving the full details of what is happening or what has happened leading up to this. If John and Mo go back and watch Expanse Season 1, I really don't want to spoil the events of that because it's definitely worth going through. So, and I'm hoping that this will prompt you guys to go back and finish watching the seasons because they're really good.
I got to about the 5th episode, so I understand the background, but no...
Then we won't talk about this one.
So about the universe, so it will be a...
Yeah, so suffice it to say, there's been some big developments. The effect of the Nauvoo, that's a little bit of a spoiler, but I won't talk anything more about that. What do you, so what you guys have done here? Tell me a little bit about what you think that Nico and Casey have been doing for, like, what have they been keeping themselves occupied with as tensions are ratcheting up between Mars and Earth, and the OPA seems to be, coming out of the shadows. Both of you guys are, or neither of you guys, I should say, are belters. So the Casey, you're from Mars originally, and Nico, you're from Earth. So you definitely get a bit of like people. I'm not going to attempt the full language of it, but I probably will try to do that weird Martian or the Belter patois stuff, just so you know when you're talking to Belter as opposed to anything else. But I have not had time to prep like actual slang and stuff like that, so I won't be using that. But you guys remember that from the show, right? Where they talk. So because of your accents, because of how both of you clearly grew up in a gravity well, which means you're not the tall, lean, boned people that grow up in on Luna or in the outer systems. So you've been getting a little bit more, catcalling or angry sort of things shouted at you by belters, but this is also your home. So what do you think? What have you guys been up to?
Well, Nico's she'd be considered short even on Earth standard, just below average height. And she's ex-military and a scrapper, pretty much a survivalist. So she's got one of those glares that just shuts people down. And I think she's tend to be a little bit more aggressive, like get up in their face and talk back to them rather than just take it and walk on.
Okay.
But she tries to avoid fights if she can, even though she puts off that persona of angry little person.
Yep.
I suppose she's just trying, if the tensions are escalating, they need to find a niche to get into so that they've secured some means of financial or survival.
Okay.
The coming whatever.
Sure.
She's a damn good pilot. So.
Awesome. Okay. And what about Casey?
Yeah, she's probably a slightly quieter version. I kind of imagine, seeing as we've got this rather junky ship, we've been trying to put it back together, which is her sort of aim, and she's been like scavenging for parts, possibly occasionally having to get Nico out of a bar fight.
Yeah.
But I think she's really been concentrating on scavenging, looking through the dodgier areas of the station for second-hand parts of dubious provenance that probably belonged to a ship belonging to a little old lady who only ever took it out to church on Sunday. So yeah, she's putting the ship back together, I think.
Okay.
I think maybe Casey's maybe more trying to see if we can get jobs to like actually fund this thing.
Okay.
You complain about every adjustment you're making to her ship.
Yeah. No, that's the height of the pilot seat. It's the best ergonomic option. Don't argue.
So, I think that one of you guys has some connection with the Mormon church. Not necessarily like that you're members of it, but you've got some kind of connection to the Mormons. Do you have any thoughts as to which of your characters that is and who it might be? Like maybe one of your relatives is a Mormon and was involved in the Nauvoo project, or
aren't they mostly based on Earth and just branching out to
yeah,
belts?
I think so. Yeah.
So it could be one of Nico's cousins.
Okay.
Is actually involved, and that's probably how she got her start out in the belt, because they were looking to send people out, and Nico was a family relation, so
sure
she got picked.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So then, and what do you think this character's name is?
Well, Nico's from Brazil.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. Let's see, Brazilian names. Let's go with Antonio.
Antonio. Okay. Same surname as well, Antonio Velez.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Second cousin or something.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. So, and I mean this, and what? How did? What's the like? It sound. I think this is a fairly close connection until Antonio joined up with the Mormons. So, like, what is this sort of your favorite cousin, or? You know,
yeah, that's probably favorite cousin. They actually went to the military together, but he stayed in, and he, he might have got out a little bit later, but they still had that connection going through boot camp.
Okay. Okay. So then, and then he's gone off to, he set all that aside and joined the Mormons now, too. Mm-hmm. Cool, okay. So, okay, Natalia Cordova Buckley. Oh, I'm not sure who that is.
Yo-Yo. She's a fairly intense Latina.
Oh, okay.
quite an activist, so, so not afraid of being in people's faces.
Oh, cool! During our break, I'll take a look and see who that. See what she looks like. All right, so Nico, you've got what do you call it? I think this takes place on. I guess what is the name of your ship, too, guys?
Oh,
that's a good one. We thought it would be like a fixer-upper kind of scrapper we salvaged and whatnot, and
yeah,
something with Phoenix in it.
Okay.
Maybe the Phoenix Tail or something like that.
So, I see Mo looking at the shelf there, which I'm guessing is he's looking at his James.
Yeah, what about Fool's Phoenix? I was just looking at a Robin Hood book on my shelf at the side.
Sure, that's a contribution.
Phoenix?
Fool's Phoenix. Okay, so it's like the
and like Fool's Gold, but Fool's Phoenix.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's also
sort of. It's rather.
That's a great name. It's also like the the idiot second chance kind of connotation to it too. So I like that.
I think we've both been told you're fools for doing this. So
yeah,
sort of built into that
make our own luck.
Okay, so you guys, this is going to be taking the scene starts or opens with you guys working on the Fool's Phoenix, and you're sort of I think Casey, you're working away on somewhere underneath the console because something's gone wrong with it. And Nico, you're operating the console, waiting to try and get this thing. Like, come on, what is no, it's still not working. And Casey's kind of you can hear her from underneath in the cavernous, understructure of the thing. How about now? No, there's still nothing working. And then finally, something and power comes back to the console. And whoa! And you can see that there is on the comm message. There's the indicator that you've got a message waiting for you. You're like, oh. And I mean, the comm's been down for like at least 2 days, so Lord knows how long that's been waiting there.
And Nico taps it, the display is like, is this another bug? And then just accidentally hits the button to play it.
Okay. And then what comes up is a holographic video message. And you're surprised to see Antonio there. What does Antonio look like?
Let's see. No, kind of darker skin with that
What do we do
Brazilian
this?
look.
Since just from the timing of this, and because you are a black Brazilian too, why don't we cast him as Chadwick Boseman?
Sure, that sounds fine.
Okay, so you see Antonio come up, and last time I think you spoke to him, he probably was dressed similar, but you certainly know him better in either a soccer uniform, excuse me, a soccer jersey, or football jersey in Mo's case, or like the military fatigues that you guys wore as part of your training. But now he's wearing the sort of like, Nehru-collared suit that is favored by the Mormons. And you're reminded, like, oh boy, like Antonio has definitely come fairly far from where you knew him too. And
Yeah,
he says,
she rolls his eyes, and when she sees this, like looks like a penguin.
yeah. And so he says, oh, hello, cousin. I hope you are keeping well. I hear you have a ship. I'm glad to hear that you will be out and in the system again soon. In the interim, we have had something that I think we've had a situation develop that we think that you may, and when now, like when he says we, he doesn't mean the core, he means the Mormon, the church. And he says that we think that you would be of assistance for him. You can reach me at the at this contact number when you have time. I hope that you have the opportunity to assist us, and there will be pay involved, cousin. Be well. I will look forward to hearing from you. And the thing goes out, and you're looking to see this is 2 days old.
Well, she just thinks for a second and looks down to see if Casey's anywhere nearby, and shrugs and just responds back. The first thing is, damn right, there better be pay. I'm getting involved with this Mormon crap. What do you want me to do? Send.
Okay. Well, it's a voice message. The way that in the fiction, it seems like it's mostly voice messages you send as opposed to text things.
Okay, well,
So
along
if you,
those lines.
yeah, and if you try and contact him, you actually find him at his desk. So there's sort of a poof, and it opens up. What's his nickname for you?
Probably some Brazilian word for little one.
Okay.
It's
Yeah, because she's quite small, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. So she, and I don't know any Portuguese, so I can't help you there. When the thing opens up, there's he looks down and he has the look of solemnity of someone answering kind of a business phone, but then he sees you and his face just breaks out in this great big smile, and he says, "Nikki, garotinha." He says, "Garotinha." I feared I wouldn't hear from you.
Well, we've been having bugs in the ship. Casey's working on it.
Casey, so you are still traveling with her?
Yes, she's very handy and good in a fight.
Well, it's those qualities that we think might be of assistance to us. Tell me, do you have time to meet? There is a member of the church, Apostle Birch, who I think that you may be able to assist.
Yeah, well, between jobs at the moment, so your contact was a welcome gift.
Good. And you know that the Mormons have pequeño, yeah. The Mormons have kind of been scrambling, trying to figure out what to do now that the Nauvoo is gone. Because the Nauvoo, for those who aren't familiar, the Nauvoo was an enormous colony ship that was built. It was the largest ship ever constructed in the system. And it is currently outbound out of the solar system. And that's obviously there's a lot of resources and hopes that were pinned on that thing. So they're trying to figure out right now how to get it. That's the most pressing thing, I think, that you know about the Mormons at this point. So, Casey, you're underneath the console still, and you can hear this conversation going on. So I think, Nico, unless you've got anything else you want to say to Antonio, you guys will set a time for when you're going to meet. He'll tell you where to go on Tycho Station, because he's here as well. And then you will we'll, you'll hang up. You'll say goodbye to each other and look forward to seeing each other the following day.
Mm-hmm. And Nico's just being a little obtuse. He goes, Casey, I think we got a job. How long are you going to be?
The sort of mumbles and sort of bangs as I hit something with a number 6 Stilson. Yeah, but a sort of muffled says, "Yeah, good job. I've got a shopping list of parts, and we'll need money for fuel. Delta V ain't cheap."
Oh yeah, definitely asking for an advance.
Yeah, Antonio is shaking his head and smiling. He says, "You were always a terrible poker player. We'll see you tomorrow, Pequeño." And the thing goes out. So, you guys have a day. Do you wish to? What are you spending with your day doing?
Case needs to get an itemized list of what we need.
Yeah, I think I take it the ship's almost ready to go, but we've probably got the last niggly bits. We need
Yeah, I think so.
maybe an extra few creds for that air recycler, your replacement or something. So
Sure.
yeah, we'll spend like I'll spend a couple of hours going through a list and then draw up a shopping list.
Okay.
Nico's going to get alcohol.
We'll need to buy.
Nico's going to go get some alcohol because with the prospect of having money incoming, we can spend some we have now.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah, and food.
Okay.
For the trip. Yeah.
So the next day, we'll just cut to you'll get your stuff, you'll get your booze and whatnot. The next day, you guys are seeing cuts to definitely a nicer part of the of Tycho Station. I mean, Tycho Station definitely has an economy of space, so nothing is really. The illustration we got here shows the cavernous docks. But a lot of the interior stuff, unless you've got an extraordinary amount of money, you're not really you're making use of very cramped and smaller quarters. This is a fairly big boardroom that you guys are led into, and I'm going to read some block text here because I love me some block text. So the room is you've met with what happens first, I guess, is Nico. You meet with Antonio. And what he tells you is that you're meeting with someone named Apostle Birch, and that Birch he's an important member of the church. He has the person who runs Tycho Station at this point is a guy named Fred Johnson, and Fred Johnson was a member of the Earth military, and then after this pretty tragic event on a station I can't remember the name of, he actually became part of the OPA. And he has fallen himself into being like the administrator of Tycho Station now. So he's a very important person, and apparently Birch has the the ear of Johnson as well. And Johnson's not only important here, but also important for the belt in general. So by having the ear of a power player in the region, he's letting you know that Birch is a mucky muck. He's definitely someone who's an important person. And he also lets you know that he feels he is a good person as well too. He is trying to to do what is best. So, unless you've got anything you want to say to Antonio, he's going to leave you to meet with Apostle Birch.
Well, I'd kind of like needle him for information. Like, do you know anything about what this is about that you can share with us? Or
he says, Apostle Birch has everything that you will need. I would not wish to speak out of turn.
I see. So best behavior it is. Got it.
And he sort of like playfully, hits you in the shoulder. And he says, "Trust me, Pequeño."
No, it's by far for me to hit a man of the cloth, but kick your right knee if you hit me again.
All right. So the door opens, and the room is large, well lit, and carpeted with simulated wood paneling and bookshelves. The bookshelves hold what is probably the largest collection of real books that any of you have ever seen. The air is slightly stuffy and smells of new carpet and cigar smoke. A large wooden veneer desk dominates one end of the room. There are some family pictures on the desk and the walls, as well as a painting of Joseph Smith, the prophet of the Mormon faith, kneeling and holding the golden plates as an angelic being floats above. This, of course, is depicting the giving the Book of Mormon from the Angel Moroni. The Book of Mormon, etched in gold in the front, or on the front, sits in a prominent place on the desk. Several chairs are laid out in front of the desk, enough for each of you. And behind the desk is an elderly man with thinning white hair who sits on a large leather chair that seems a little too big for him. As you enter, he rises and gestures for you to sit. Welcome. Thank you for coming. I know it may seem unusual, but I've invited you here because we have a need of your particular... And he looks over at Antonio, and Antonio kind of like, does this like back and forth, and the old man finishes with talents. That and Nico. Antonio speaks very well of you as well, so I trust his judgment in who might help the church best. You are no doubt aware of the recent tragedy with or mishap with the Nauvoo. Well, two very important scientists that worked on the Nauvoo project, Dr. Anna Bragenholm and Dr. Matteo Seri, have gone missing. Dr. Bragenholm vanished about 3 months ago, and Dr. Seri only 3 weeks ago. When Dr. Bragenholm went missing, we thought maybe it was of her own volition. But with Dr. Seri's disappearance, this is starting to look like a pattern. Either someone wants to sabotage the Nauvoo project, or they wanted our scientists for some other purposes. And we have concerns about Fred Johnson and the OPA. Some of our members are suspicious that they might be involved somehow, which is why we're turning to you. And again, as context for this, Fred Johnson and being part of the OPA, they're the ones who took the Nauvoo, is what the word is. So it may not be surprising that they are unlikely. Like, you guys would know that it's not surprising that they're cautious about trusting Fred Johnson and the OPA again. Either way, we want the scientists back. Is this something that you feel you could assist with?
Well, smash and grab are what we're usually pretty good at. And we're pretty good at finding out
recovering lost items, I think you mean, Nico.
And people, yes.
Yeah, try to be a bit more to plan. Well, that might depend. If she's in the middle of the OPA's complete, it might be trickier. Do we have any leads?
So let me just put the names down for you guys. Oh, do you need a... do you have something to take notes on, or do you want me to give you a handout so you can take notes?
There's a persona tab for character notes.
Oh, okay, great. Okay.
Well, did we want to have a group one? I think maybe is sometimes useful.
Yeah, let me do that.
Yeah,
especially for these kind of investigative...
Obviously, if we're changing players over, it might be...
True.
Absolutely. Okay. Oop. Oh, no. Okay, so notes.
Trying to play Nico as close as I can to her zero communication ability and her ex-military background, so...
Zero communication does not mean that you're... Like, that's just average.
It's like average for a normal person, so...
Yeah. So, I mean, like, you don't need to play her like she's a misfit or a sociopath of any kind. It just means that she doesn't excel at it. Okay, so there's a party notes tab for you guys. Boom. And if you guys are otherwise keeping your personal notes on the thing, then I'll just leave that on your character sheet. And let me give you the spelling of the names here. So it's Dr. Anna Bragenholm and Dr. Matteo Seri.
Oh, it's 2 letters off in her name. Nice.
Okay. So what they can tell you about Dr. Bragenholm. Dr. Bragenholm is 32 years old. And they show you a picture of her as well too. So they got he has. If you guys are interested in this, he gestures over this wooden desk, and then some holographic stuff comes up. Clearly, there's technology that's been built into this ancient, or like antique appearing desk. So Dr. Bragenholm is 32 years old and has the tall and slender build of someone born outside of a gravity well. She has long and narrow. Her face is long and narrow, with prominent cheekbones, deep-set blue eyes, and long straw-colored hair that she seems to wear in a ponytail. From the couple of photos that you see, Dr. Bragenholm is an ECLSS, Environmental Control and Life Support Specialist Engineer, who's been working with the Nauvoo project for over 5 years and is responsible for the design of much of its environmental systems. Obviously, for a ship that's supposed to be traveling for generations, that's a pretty crucial, important thing. She's single with no family. Her parents and younger sister were killed when a rogue asteroid struck the transport they were traveling on 14 years ago. Anna was apparently at college at the time. And the last time that she was seen on Tycho Station, she was seen leaving the station offices, the Nauvoo Project offices, 3 months ago at 5:24 p.m. Tycho Station time. So she's the one who's been gone for 3 months. Dr. Matteo Siri is, and the image of him shows up. He's 47 years old. He's from Earth and has short, squat build, even for an Earther. He has jagged short hair that he dyes neon blue, dark brown eyes with bushy eyebrows, and a square, cleft jaw. He often has a few days of stubble in the few photos that they sort of flip through. Dr. Matteo Siri is a biochemist and neurophysiologist who worked alongside the ECLSS engineers to make sure the passengers on board the Nauvoo would be safe and healthy during their voyage. He's been with the Nauvoo project for 3 years. He's married to Fiona Tan, and they have 2 children, Alexa and Cesare, 17 and 13 years old, respectively. All of them live on board Tycho Station. He was last seen leaving the Nauvoo Project offices a little over 3 weeks ago at 6:33 p.m. Tycho Station time. So that's the sort of the info that he gives as sort of an intro. Do you guys have any other questions? And do you want me to repeat any of that as well, too?
I got most of it.
Okay.
Yeah, so they've disappeared. Nothing's been heard of them.
Nothing's been heard of them. We know they left their offices and then they seem gone, as if they vanished off the vanished off the face of the station. And for reasons we may, if we've had more confidence in Fred Johnson, we may contact him to access station security logs, station cameras, but because of our concern over potential OPA involvement with this, we are reluctant to do so.
It seems 3 weeks is a long time to have somebody go missing, and I assume you've tried to find them already?
We have undertaken the steps that we could or that we had available to us, but as you can imagine, we are limited, and in light of what has happened to the Nauvoo, we have been otherwise occupied as well. This has only, when this came to my attention, it jumped to to the top of my list. One of the scientists involved in the ECLSS project or the systems going missing is understandable, perhaps, in if the if the project is no longer viable. But for two of them to go missing in the way that they did, and in particular with Mateo has left behind a family. While Anna may not have been as committed to her faith as what Mateo was. Mateo regularly attended Mormon services. Hold on. Yeah, no, he regularly attended Mormon services. And Antonio kind of says, though, you all can look over at him, and he says that his Siri's wife has been known to speak against Mormon policies, particularly the lack of women in leadership roles. And Elder Birch kind of says, yes, but she is still here, though. And she strikes me... I like to think I am a judge of the character of people, though my misjudging of Fred Johnson may suggest that I may be wrong in that. But Mateo's wife seems as distraught as any wife would be, or any spouse would be, with the disappearance of their spouse. And Mateo, this is Elder Birch says, Mateo was well liked as well. And Antonio, you can see him nodding in agreement, and he says, Mateo, from speaking to the investigations we've done so far, he seems to be the one that may be best liked of his team. He was very often organizing after-work outings and activities. He was a genius in his field and well-liked by his colleagues. A rarity in the scientific community, I assure you.
Nico ponders that for a few moments, and then she says, well, if he is what you say he is, there's only two things that I could think of that would explain his disappearance. Either he knew something he shouldn't have known, and somebody decided he didn't need to know it, or he left his family to protect them from that knowledge. That's the only thing I could see of a man of faith leaving his family like that.
You mean willingly?
Willingly, yes.
So then we are left with the Elder Birch kind of looks over at Antonio and he says, "What are you implying something, Ms. Velez?"
Well, I suppose I am. I'm not sure, what secrets. It's most likely a secret with the Nauvoo that somebody didn't want anybody to know about, but it could have been something else. Maybe he was threatened.
And again,
or maybe he was abducted.
That too, but I think it has something to do with something he learned. Otherwise, his position here, why I can't think of any other reason.
Well, again, so they think that he was taken.
Yeah.
They don't think he left. They think that the explanation is that he was taken.
Yeah. So Nico's like, he either was taken or he left, and if he left, I can only think of one reason why.
Mo, go ahead.
Yeah, Casey's going to say, well, we need to have a look at his office if it's still there. But were there signs of a struggle?
No.
Did it look...
From what we've been able to recover...
You've got no internal video cameras or stuff. We'd have to go to the station for that.
For the Nauvoo project offices, yes. And that's why we know. And she sort of gestures at with his hands, and we see this video footage come up of this guy with short, squat, vibrant blue hair leaving the offices. And there's a timestamp in the bottom that says 6:33 p.m. Unfortunately, so we do not have access to the station cameras, though. And Elder Birch kind of, casts a look over at Antonio and then look back at you and says, we do not have the talents that I spoke of before that I'm led to believe you have. So if you're wondering, yeah, you could probably try and hack the cameras. You could hack the system and find that video footage. You could access that another way, perhaps. But if you're wondering whether you have the technological capacity to do that, Casey, you absolutely do.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, that's a possibility. Would it be possible to see the missing people's offices?
You have. We can give you access to their offices, to their teams, to anything you wish. Anything that will help you in your task.
Well, I think it might be useful to look at their communications logs on their sort of, Casey's going to say PC, but you know what I mean. It's basically their workstation.
Yep.
Yeah, I think we need to, and he looks at Nico, we need to obviously discuss compensation, I'm afraid, here. Sorry to be a bit negative when people may have been abducted, but obviously
It's going to take some time and effort to find these guys.
Yeah. We don't need to go into the particulars of it, but suffice it to say the compensation is very generous.
How about a little bit of an advance?
we might need to grease some palms.
Exactly.
No. Tasks. What they'll give you is one. So the resources in this game are abstracted. You have a resources stat, and then you use that. So what they'll do is they'll give you the equivalent of one. They'll bump up your resources temporarily by 1.
Okay. It's never take a job without an advance. I mean.
So then, what do you guys wish to do next then? Do you have any further questions for Elder Birch or for Antonio?
No, I think Casey wants to get in and start looking at the office and also the workstation.
Sure.
And Nico's fairly perceptive about noticing things, so looking at the offices might tell her some stuff that they missed.
Okay.
So
yeah,
sounds good. Okay, so then you guys are given the sort of the necessary sort of introductions or whatnot that you need to, and you guys are free to conduct your investigation. So you're heading to their offices first.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I think so.
So it sounds, Casey, you it sounds like you're interested in the Dr. Brackenholm's computer and Dr. Siri's computer.
Yeah. I think we look at Mateo's office first.
Okay.
He's the one that seems to have been abducted. But maybe Anna was the one that helped abduct him if he went. But yeah, I think, I'm going to have a look at the computer and electronic side, and if Nico can then look at the more...
Okay. So then, what I'd like from you, Casey, is as you're going through that, would you kindly give me a... Let's see, I think it's intelligence. I think it's engineering. Let's see here. Oh, technology. Do you have intelligence technology at all?
No, I've just got the engineering skill, so
yeah.
I think...
So just roll an intelligence. Let's see how that goes.
Just intelligence.
Oh! That's not good.
Well, if I increase the 1 to a 2... I've got a double, haven't I?
Yeah, so the target number is a 9 for this, so you would need to spend a little more to get to there. You would need at least a 5. So if you want to spend 5 fortune, you can do that to get the success, and you'd have 2 stunt points to play with.
Okay, yeah, let's do it and see how this works then. So
sure.
That would reduce my hang on, what's the that would reduce my fortune by
5, yeah.
5, so that gives me 15.
Okay. So and then you have 2 stunt points, and you can see down here I've posted the stunts as well too. So 2 points. You could get Speed Demon. You complete the test in half the time it would otherwise take. You could grant to roll those stunt points forward to gain additional stunt points in a follow-up test. So, like, as an example for this, what you could do is you're going to be able to learn some stuff here anyway. If you want to roll it forward, what you might get is some information about, like, say, the social relationships, between the different team members. You might have a better idea of who might know, one or the other better, who might know their secrets better, just based on the tone. And then when Nico speaks to the team, she may already get 2 stunt points for the result. If she gets a successful point, she could bank the 2 stunt points, spend those on her result, or, if she gets stunt points as well, kind of combine those together to get an even better stunt result.
Yeah, I think that sounds like a good thing. So presumably, I've found some stuff that Nico can use later.
Yeah.
So looking at the
Sure. So you got a good idea of who these things, who the people would be to speak to. So there isn't a stunt pool mechanic in this kind of thing, but let's track it that way. So John, I know you're usually really diligent in tracking all of our other stuff. Would you mind keeping track of our case? So you got 2 points in your stunt pool right now. And for those listening at home, this is not part of the mechanic. This is something we're just doing to make it easier to track those extra points. So Casey, here's what you find is the judging between the two, you get the sense that Mateo, represents one extreme of scientists where he's very well liked, he's gregarious. There's a shit ton of emails about pub crawls and sporting activities and all these and potluck dinners and stuff. Like, he's a very, very active social participant in his team. And he seems to be very well liked as well. Like, he seems to like people quite a bit as well too. There's also quite a bit of correspondence from his wife. He definitely seems to be someone who was happy where he was happy with the work that he was doing, and and was happy with his place in the team. Anna, on the other hand, Dr. Bragenholm, she seems to be the other extreme, where there is some in her personal correspondence that you're able to uncover. She expresses some dissatisfaction and boredom with her work as the project comes to a completion. And it seems like she had some friction with some of her coworkers as well, too. You also find that in an email that was in her deleted, futuristic equivalent of the deleted folder, that about 5 months ago, so 2 months, was it 5 months or 3 months it should disappear? 3 months, right?
3 months, yeah.
Yeah. So about 5 months ago, she spoke to a friend from grad school about receiving an interesting job offer for a lot more money. But she apparently turned it down because she didn't want to lose her spot on the Nauvoo. So as much as she may have been dissatisfied with the project and with the people she was involved with, she did, she clearly did want to follow through with the whole Nauvoo project in general and join everyone on the colony ship. That's the extent. Otherwise, there's some general stuff. If you have any specific questions about anything else that might be in there, I'm happy to answer that. But
so Mateo didn't have any emails from people inviting him to particular restaurants or events or something.
Probably, yeah. But there's so many of them. It would be tough to.
No, I was thinking immediately before he left. I'm actually thinking about it. Could we look at his calendar?
Yeah, he had plans all the way up through. I mean, the nature of his work. There's deadlines for deliverables and things like that. Obviously, with the Nauvoo missing, there's many of those have been rescheduled. But he had stuff in his calendar that would have kept him busy for 3 months in advance. Same thing with Dr. Bragenholm, to be honest, as well.
I was looking really, just was there any social invitations for like
Mateo,
that day?
yes. And Bragenholm, there wasn't, but there were one or two emails that spoke about like social plans. She's not a a terribly not as much of a social butterfly as what Dr. Silvio Seri is, but the tone of some of the emails that you got from her, where they talk about like plans for Christmas or things like that, you get the sense that she had plans to do stuff in the future as well. Not nearly as many as what Mateo. Like Mateo, it's a huge absence, right? Where you can see that there are, when you first logged into here, there were probably about like 16 reminders of things that he was supposed to be at and do that he didn't attend. Things that he had planned with the team and whatnot. Now, Nico, what I'm assuming you're going to speak to some people as well too. But is there physically? There's nothing. I can tell you, there's nothing really. There's nothing untoward about their offices. If there's something specific you're trying to want to learn, you can let me know, and we can talk about that. But there's no like, spent shell casings or anything like that. Like it to all appearances looks as if Dr. Siri got up, walked out, and never came back for some reason.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, no, I suppose I'll talk to the team and see what information I can get.
Sure. So why don't you give me a, let's see here, communication investigation check.
Okay. Don't have investigation, so
just communication. Yep. Nice. And a stunt, 2 stunt points, and it rolls in with your other one. So you've got 4 stunt points now that would fit in with the exploration. Hold on, where's my... So with the DM screen, one thing that Green Ronin does with all of their games now is when you get the DM screen, it also comes with all these handouts that have the, what do you call it, the different, stunt spends and stuff on it. So the investigative stunts. So here's some other things. I didn't, it's not in the quick start, but because you got so many things. So here we go. So down for 4 points, what you could get is down the rabbit hole. If this test led to a reveal, the GM also provides a brand new lead about a new subject that would be greater rewards.
Always after that reward, so yeah, how about that?
Okay, cool. So I think that so you start talking to it's actually it's one of the team members, and you can tell from the accent that she is a belter, and from talking to the team members, what you get the sense is that like Bragenholm wasn't disliked. It's that sort of like workplace when you have very brilliant people working with who are opinionated in a workplace, it can sometimes lead to tension between people. So they sort of chalk that up to her. They're sad to see her go, and as much as whatever sort of problems they may have, she led the development on the Nauvoo. So whatever problems they may have had, she was an absolute genius. She designed a brilliant and revolutionary life support system on the largest ship that has ever been built by human hands. So her loss is, in terms of loss to the project, is enormous. Mateo is likewise thought of very well in terms of his work, but his personality seems to be the thing that people are talking about the most. And that he just definitely is missed. He is, not to take anything away from his skill and talent as a scientist, he definitely was a very, very brilliant engineer, but it really definitely his personality seems to be what they're talking about. If you pry a little bit as well, you will find that that he also was a very key contributor to the overall life control system, or the LCSS system as well. Sorry, ECLSS, Environmental Control and Life Support Systems. So as you're sort of finishing up, you have this woman come over, and her name is Dr. Vandervoort, and she says, "You, the elders, have you looking here?"
Yes, we are looking into it for the elders.
I know you are looking for the elders only, but I hear down on the docks, belters have gone missing too.
Are they? You don't think they're related, do you?
Don't know, but disappearances, this many? I have a friend, Nicola. I can give you her. I can put you in touch with her. Nicola could talk. I hear 3 weeks ago, Pedro, her boyfriend, Pedro goes missing too. I know this is not a concern for the elders. They're not Mormons. But Nicola is good people. Pedro was good people.
Okay.
Were they also technicians and scientists, or
She kind of laughs.
what did they do?
No. No. Nicola, and she kind of looks you up and down. Nicola gets by with what she can. Pedro, too.
So,
Things are hard in the belt, you know.
yeah, hard labor, stocky folk.
Well, they're belters, so they're going to be tall.
Well, for belters.
Yeah.
Well, we should definitely look into missing people. If workers, scientists. Have you heard of anybody else going missing, even on the off chance?
I haven't, but I know Nicola. Nicola has been looking. She may know more.
Okay, that was 3 weeks ago. That was about the time where Mateo disappeared.
Yes.
We'll definitely appreciate your help, Vandervoort. Hopefully we'll find them alive and in good health.
I do too. Thank you. She kind of, touches your arm, and then she goes back to whatever it was she was working on.
Okay. Before she goes, can we get her to tell us where roughly they were when they disappeared?
She doesn't know, but she knows that Nicola does. All she knew is that Nicola had her boyfriend Pedro had gone missing.
And I assume we get Nicolo's location.
Yep, you got a way of contacting. You got a number for her.
Yeah.
So each of you guys, you may remember as well too. You all have like a little. It's effectively like the equivalent of the smartphone. Too. So I'm assuming each of you guys have that thing, a little glass tablet that you can, type on and whatnot, or you can have it display up or display on monitors.
Okay.
So, what do you guys do next?
I'd feel more comfortable if we got out of here and contacted Nicola at a different location.
Yeah, I think maybe let's find a suitably down below type of bar, and we'll have lunch. Presumably we've been at this for a while, so have lunch, and maybe then if Nico then calls Nicola and see if we can set up a meet, or if she's happy to tell us over the phone.
Okay. So when when I think you're having your you're having your breakfast or lunch or whatever, Casey, our scene cuts to you guys are at a one of the major thoroughfares on Tycho Station. You're sitting at a little kiosk having your your food. It's kind of like Blade Runner, where there's the guys working in the middle of the kiosk and just serves people around. So you're having your food there. Nico comes back, and Nico, you did contact Nicola. She's giving you a place down near the docks. There's a bar down near the docks where she wants to meet you. So you will be able to meet there.
Okay.
So what are you guys making of what you've learned thus far?
It sort of does look like abductions. For what purpose? I mean, if you're abducting scientists, you may have something you want them to work on.
Well, we know the Nauvoo got taken. They may
Maybe
be.
someone else wants to build another Nauvoo.
Yeah, and they abduct 2 people key in forming the life support system, and then a whole bunch of dock workers in order to put things together. I don't know. Those 2 know very well how it was constructed, so it could be somebody's wanting to make another one, or they know where the original is and it's damaged, and they need help.
Well, I think abducting dock workers to build a big ship is going to take ages. But yeah, I mean, the idea that maybe someone else is trying to build another big generation ship is a possibility.
You guys would have heard as well too.
Who were doing it?
So there's one of the popular things in the belt as well is racing. You know, using gravity to slingshot around Jupiter and try and make a race through different courses and whatnot. So speed is in the same way that kind of like it's not the same thing quite, but as like hot rods in the 50s, where people like building bigger and faster cars kind of stuff. There's a little bit of talk about how people are trying to figure out how to catch the Nauvoo before it leaves the system. Rumors are that each of the governments has some kind of plan to try and do that. The belt is the one best positioned to try and catch it, but the thought is that someone's going to build something that will be fast enough to catch up to the Nauvoo to stop it from leaving the system without just it careening off into open space.
And Nico just scratches her head and says, "Why don't they just leave the damn ship alone? They're leaving the solar system. Let them be."
It's a lot of money and a lot of man hours sunk into that thing. So then, if you guys have nothing else you want to talk about before we transition, we'll cut to you guys walking into this bar. And this is a belter bar, so you can tell that the music is playing is stuff made by the kind of belter community. So it's loud and it's raucous, and the lights are sort of it's dark in here, but flashes of neon and such that light up the area. Oh, you're fine carrying a weapon. Yeah, a sidearm. Yeah. I think that you're not going to be able to carry around, like, if it was a rifle or something like that you're openly displaying, then that would be an issue. But concealing a gun on you or having a gun in your hip, I don't think would be a problem. So you guys get in, and you've spoken to Nico, or so to Nicola, Nico. So you know what to be looking for, and she has. When you walk in and are kind of making your way through the bar, someone waves at you and you recognize that it's her, and she's dressed like in a dark colored shirt, looks like an older jacket over top, kind of cargo pants type things. Her hair is shaved completely on one side and kind of hangs down long on the other, and she's got that long thin look. Kind of like model, like in the show they tend to cast models as as a lot of the belters, so they've got very very long, lean features. So she sort of waves to you, and you can see there are 2 other free seats at the seat she's sitting at. So you make your way over and take a seat down, and she says, "You want drink?"
Yes, always drink, especially for today.
Okay. She says something in Belter's patois to the waitress who's walking by, and she kind of nods to her, and yeah. And you get the sense that this is Nicola is fairly well, she's a regular here. So she says that Susan tells me you are looking for missing scientists.
Yes, and she mentioned Pedro's missing.
Yes, and she sort of hits the thing, and you see a picture comes up of a someone who looks like he's a belter as well too, but he is probably from like Laotian or Vietnamese stock originally. His name is Pedro Guang, and she says he went missing 3 weeks ago. He left their hole, and like the lowest of the low of the socioeconomic class on Tycho Station live in basically like they're called holes, and it's a shitty little cubicle, effectively, that passes as an apartment. He left their hole early in the morning, going on he had work, and that's not unusual. Like it's sort of you work when work is available. You go and take it when you can. He left for that work and never came back. And then she's been asking around about this, because she wanted to know what happened to Pedro, and then as more time passed, she asked around. There's 3 more belters that have gone missing. Same time that Pedro went missing.
And do you have names for them?
She gives you the names for them, and she's giving you the names. What do you call it? She does have for one of them. One of them is named Liz Green. And here, I'll put the names here in chat for you. She doesn't have the names of the other 2 belters. She just knows that 2 other people went missing.
2 others, okay.
So Liz Green is one of the belters that went missing, and Pedro Guang.
Did Liz and Pedro have anything in common?
They belt us.
What sort of skills and jobs did they do?
Anything?
And she says, you don't spend time down here. Whatever's available. If there's something
What were they good at?
What do you mean, what they're good at? And what you would know is, it's likely that what belters do is, it's manual labor, it's, the belters serve as the equivalent of, like, the folks hanging out on the side of a Home Depot in the U.S.
Yeah.
It's just, it's viewed as disposable, casual labor.
Gotcha. So like the skilled, unskilled labor.
Precisely, yeah.
Do you know what route Pedro took? Did it by chance go anywhere near the main area where the doctors disappeared?
What do you mean? So if you mean the Nauvoo offices?
Yes.
Psh, if he had job up there, I would know.
Ah.
Fancy like that. Pedro's a good, she says that Pedro's a, good man. Pedro's a, and she loved him fiercely. But hold on, sweetie, hold on. Hello. Okay, please.
She knows it's about break time.
Yeah, hold on, sweetie, hold on. Okay. No. Good girl. Sorry, she was just sitting on an open thing. Hi, what's going on? Goofball? Yeah, she knows it's break time. The internal clock on this dog is incredible. No, what she says is that Pedro was a good man. He's no fool. He wouldn't do anything to we wouldn't be up somewhere like like the Mormons. If they did, I would say, so I would have said, don't come back from that job. But no. And the ones that went missing, apart from being the same time, she doesn't know what they were doing or what they were up to. What she says, though, is that most of the work that he's doing is at the docks. He's not part of the like the stevedores, union or anything like that. which is basically run by the OPA. But the yeah, I mean that's probably the place where he was working, and in or around the docks is sort of where most of the belters who haven't, got into better positions, that's where they're going to be as well.
Okay. I think our next target would be going down to the docks and seeing if anybody saw something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does Nicola know of anybody that was maybe working with Pedro or at the similar time that might have?
No, the way she explains it, the type of work they do, it's like you'll show up for the job and you'll find out who you're working with when you get there.
I asked her if she's seen anybody with neon blue hair walking around these parts.
It's not uncommon to have really brilliant hair. She doesn't remember seeing anyone. She wasn't out when Pedro went missing.
Well, I was more along the lines of maybe Mateo was walking around the docks before he went missing for some reason, and
not that she remembers. No.
Oh, yeah, I think it's to the docks then.
Okay. So why don't we take our mid-session break right now, guys? Anna seems keen to have our break, so why don't we take a 5-minute break, folks, and then we will be back. We'll be back in 5 minutes.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, got my coffee, my drink. Let's check in with chat here. Brian, what's shaking? Morning. Jeffrey, what's going on? Thanks again, Jeffrey. We really appreciate you Reminding folks that hitting like does definitely help us as well, too. Yonata, what's going on? Oh, and my apologies for my shitty Belter accent. If I had had more time to prep, I probably would have actually watched some episodes trying to get some effort at the accent. So my apologies that I'm doing a terrible job of my Belter accent. But yeah, that's definitely one of the things that I would have looked forward to if it was running this on a regular basis. Okay. Just waiting for Mo to get back.
Mm-hmm. This mystery is interesting.
Mm-hmm. It does a really great job of like a lot of licensed books. It's kind of hit or miss as to whether the sample adventure in the core rulebook does a good job of capturing what is special about that particular property. And this one, it's cool that they latched on that. It's a mystery, because that's really what the thing that's interesting about that first season is. Even though there's some intrigue and action and whatnot too, it's about uncovering what's going on, And I really like that they did that approach for the adventure, for the sample adventure.
We've got a few ideas as a player what might be going on, but I'm filtering that through Nico's kind of knowledge base.
Yeah.
So. She is quite smart. I mean, one intelligence is above average.
Yep,
so.
Absolutely. No, I like that. It's like the game. It's like a lot of other games. Where you're getting regular opportunities to improve or change your character. This one definitely does that as well. So like you're gaining levels relatively quickly in it, which gives you lots of opportunities to add new, abilities and stuff like that. But because of the way that you have to develop your character, it avoids the spike in power that can come in some games. You end up, your character grows out with more capabilities and more abilities than just being more awesome at the one or two things that you happen to specialize in. And that's true of all the Age games, which is pretty cool.
And how I like to build characters.
Mm-hmm. No, I think you would have this one, and actually Vason from last night. The thing I like about them, both of these types of things, is like you definitely do a theory crafting kind of thing with a level-based game as well too. But what I like about those games where they give you a specific thing, like you pick a new skill, or you pick a new talent, or you pick a new whatever, and it's a specific reward. I've seen with Iron Kingdoms RPG, they do that too. And even people who are not normally theory crafters, they really get into engaging with that character creation component, part of the game. It's not overly burdening because it's a very easy and intuitive thing to pick, but it allows you to participate in that fun character building part of the game, even if that's not really your thing.
Okay, I've got my idea of what's going on in the party notes now.
Cool. Okay. Oh, hey, Wallace. Thanks. Return of Sci-Fi to the channel. You're damn right. Thanks, Wallace.
Sci-fi's fun.
Yeah. It's been a long time since we've run a proper sci-fi game.
Yeah, when you said there was no magic or any force powers in the game, I was like, yet. What's this proto-molecule going to do?
You'd have to watch the first season to see.
I'm actually looking for a new season to start watching. So.
Oh, nice, good. It is really weird. Like the first, the fourth season was a bit of a departure from the previous ones. I still enjoyed it, but I didn't like it quite as much as I did the first ones. But it's the first 3 seasons, incredible. I thoroughly enjoyed them. Really gripping, surprising turns, and a very, very character-based development as well too.
Nice.
So I really, really enjoy them. And I've heard, Dave has said that he's read the novels and loves them.
I like novels. Much more than shows.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, then the Expanse novels by, what is it, J.A. I can't remember. Hold on. It says on the... James S.A. Corey, which is actually two guys. Two guys collaborated to write the thing. And interesting sidebar, The Expanse novels came out of a D20 Modern campaign.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh,
Nope.
went back and he's gone.
That's great. No problem. Mo's just fresh out of the hospital, so he's that's totally understandable. Yeah, it's actually, let's talk about advancement, so you know what would happen with at the end of the session. So the way that you gain is I decide when you gain a level. When you gain a level, you gain 3 new fortune points for levels 2 to 10. At each level you gain 1 advancement to spend on an ability of your choice, and you can't spend the same ability 2 levels in a row.
Okay.
Scores from 1 to 5 cost you 1 advancement, and then from 6 to 8 cost 2, and from 9 to 12 cost 3 advancements. So it really slows the progress of the numbers. Each level you can choose a new ability focus for your character as well too, so like the skills. And each level you can choose a new novice talent for your character, or gain a degree in your talent that your character already has. So the talents you've got there, they are degree, what is it, novice, expert, and I think master?
Novice.
Yeah, so then but I mean, like, each of those has 3 tiers to it that I don't have on the character sheet. So you could advance that as well.
I like having this, the Frigger talent, where everybody takes a -2 to find information out about me or my activities.
Oh, Fringer, I think.
Fringer. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty neat.
So you don't know that I'm looking for you. That sounds like a bounty hunter.
Absolutely. When you really definitely have tried to leave your past behind you too and get lost in the belt, it sounds like. Now, I want to check one thing about recovery, because I think so what it says is that you get to recover 1d6 plus, I think it's 1d6 plus 1 fortune. So after an encounter, the characters get a breather, a moment to recoup and catch a short breath. When they do so, they regain 1d6 plus con plus level in fortune. The thing I don't know is whether that means combat encounter or whether it means a scene. I suspect it means a combat encounter. Yeah, action encounters. Let's see here.
Combat encounter.
Do they call?
There's exploration and social encounter. So there's combat.
Yes. So they all use the same nomenclature. So I think I'll let Mo try and recover some of that stuff then. Okay, so Mo, because we've transitioned and you guys caught a little break there, and you got a chance to eat some food. I'm going to allow you to take a breather. So give me a roll of 1d6 plus 1 plus your Constitution score. So whatever your Constitution score is. Oh, we have an audio issues there, Mo?
Yeah, he's muted.
Yeah, I can't hear you.
Drink.
Oh, sorry, no. I had the. I either turn it down or I switch off the 48 volts.
Okay.
Right. So my con is 2, so that
2.
would be 1d6 plus 3.
Yes, please. Let's see how many fortune points you get back. Oh. Nice. All right. So all of them are back. So you're back up to 20. All right. So then, guys, what are you doing next here? You finish? Is there anything further you want to talk to Nicola about, or?
We asked whether the people that he knew or was working with on a job.
You did, and she said she had no idea.
Yeah, much more.
Yeah.
Okay.
They sort of don't know who they're working with until they get there, so they have no idea.
Yeah, did she know where in the docks he was heading to as far as being there that day? And then I know they go off after that to do something, but
He didn't say.
didn't seem excited about having a job, or did he? No.
Just another day.
Okay.
Some days you work, some days you don't.
What does he do in his off time?
Pedro?
Yeah.
Nothing special. Relaxes. Comes here.
No hobbies? Other than drinking and dice?
She shakes his head. She says, he didn't go missing with his hobbies.
I'm just trying to get a better picture of who Pedro was.
She says, Pedro was a good man.
Okay. Well, suppose we should head to the docks and see if anybody saw what happened. Well, yeah, there was a route that he usually takes to get there, right?
Yes.
Okay. Look over at Casey, like maybe we could find some surveillance.
Hmm.
So to access the security logs, let's see here. So
You
to
mean
give it a sense here, if you do want to hack Tycho Station's security net, it's a dangerous proposition, and it requires a pretty high. It's going to be a TN-17 intelligence technology test. It's not surprising, you know, given
have engineering. No.
Yeah, given the importance of this place to, what do you call it? To the outer, like the outer systems and the belt in general. It's not surprising that this would have really high security to avoid people hacking in and doing, you know, untoward things. Martian agents or Earther agents.
Well, we can keep an eye out for surveillance to see if that might be a possibility.
Yeah, and I mean, you could still definitely. 17 is a very, very high number. What are your respective intelligences?
I got a 1.
Casey, what's your intelligence?
0.
So, it is a dicey prospect if you get, especially if you guys don't have training.
No, I don't think that's going to work.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to suggest to Nico. Maybe we just follow the same route.
Yeah, head out of the docks and see if anybody talks.
Okay.
Yeah, have we got a picture? Oh, sorry, have we got a picture of the missing belters, actually?
Of
Yeah,
Pedro,
obviously.
yes. Of
Not for...
Liz Green, yes. The others, no. She doesn't know their names.
Okay, well, we've got 2 people. We can say we're looking for them for maybe a job on our ship,
That's right.
which would at least be reasonable cover.
Yeah, it's gonna need just more than me and you to get that thing moving. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, so why don't you guys hold on? I want to check one thing. I can't remember what the rules are for assisting. I remember them being quite good, but I don't remember. Let's see here: advanced tests, challenge tests, basic tests. Hi, sweetie. Anna says hi. One sec here, guys. If I can't find it easily here, I'll quickly grab my modern age because I know that it's in there. And I'm just going to look it up because you guys will be working together. And rather than having only one of you making a roll at a time, I'd sooner let you guys try and work together on this and be in the same scene for each one of these things as well. Also, because there's only 2 of you, that might help you with just the raw numbers.
I remember there were like complex actions where you do multiple rolls.
Yeah.
Tests. Yeah.
That stuff is cool because you're using the drama dice, the stunt numbers, to that gets you towards where the completion is. I like that a great deal as well. Just there was.
Where we faked that chemical release to get into the police station.
Oh, Mo, sorry, you got really, really quiet for some reason. But yes, I remember that one. Yeah, that exactly. The way of.
Sorry, the cake getting in the way.
No problem. Can Give me 2 seconds here. And for those listening at home, forgive me. What? Grab. Hi, honey. The system isn't quite on all fours the same, but I know it's pretty much similar to Modern Age. And Modern is the most recent. Hello. Thank you for helping. Anna wants to help. Hello, sweetie. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, let's see here. Let me look in the back here. Is it assisting? Assassin? Gosh. Gall darn it. Where? Oh, where? Okay, aim. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm thinking of some other game, but I could have sworn there was a neat way that you did sort of a group action in this.
Well, you've already got the circumstance modifiers you can apply.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Is if I could find the I'll have to look between now and tomorrow's session. I'll see if I can find what I was looking for. Because I could have sworn there was a... it was something I specifically called out because Aid Another was such a pain in the butt in some other games. Like in Starfinder, we were finding that like any non-combat role, someone was chirping in with like all aid, because it's so easy to do it. And it was a relatively low target number. And I remember distinctly there being something about this system that was really cool, the way that they modeled that. And I simply cannot find the... Guard up, assistance here. Okay. Cannot seem to find it. I wonder if it's under group. I'm only going to spend one more minute on this, guys, and then we'll get back into the... I'll just make a judgment call on it. But dang it, I don't know why I can't find the thing now. Maybe I imagined it. But I could have sworn... Because Aid Another is such a common thing. Here's the way I'm going to do it. You know what? Because I'm kind of sick of looking. I will let you guys... Someone will be the lead. And then if the person assisting rolls in and hits I think an average target number is a 10. And if you beat the 10, then you'll be... if you beat the 10 and you stunt, you'll be able to pick the better of the 2 stunt dice.
Okay.
Okay, so that... I'm maybe explaining that poorly, but... because what I'm thinking of doing, guys, is the next thing you guys are going to do is make a roll against communications. Hello.
I think me and him are both equally versed in that skill.
Yeah, so you can pick whoever's doing the lead, and you'll make the roll there, and then the... however well, if he succeeds, and if you beat a 10...
Yeah, I think maybe Casey should take the lead because she's taller and more... what's the word again? Belter-like than Nico.
Yeah.
Okay, so we want a... Let me just see. Persona, talents, focuses. Okay. It's just going to have to be a raw roll then, I think.
Okay.
Same with me.
All right. So, would you give me a communication? I think it's intelligence communication check.
Apparently my roll 27 issues.
Sorry, communication investigation is what we're rolling. Sorry, guys.
There we go.
All right. Okay, so Nico gets a total of 9.
Maybe I can spend 2 focus to get that up to...
Oh, and Casey got 13 though.
Yeah.
So Casey didn't stunt, so there's no need to worry about that. All right. So sorry, back in the game. Sorry for taking so long, guys. It's gonna bug me. I'm gonna when we finish the session, I'm gonna go and find out where that was because I remember it being something neat. But anyway, so what's happens? This is you guys. We can see this would be like a montage scene where we're seeing you guys talk to a bunch of people. You're displaying the pictures of Pedro. Are you also showing the pictures of the scientists as well?
Yeah, I think so. Why not?
Okay.
Yeah.
Anna and Matteo.
Yeah. So what you find is that there is one dock worker who is happy to. I mean, you didn't get any stunts, but you did roll pretty well there, Casey. So maybe it's a Martian you're talking to, who says that. Oh yeah, no, I the Belters. I don't know them, but the blue-haired man, I recognize him. Yeah, he was getting on board a Pope Sanchez shipping cargo hauler. And he was with 2 men who were wearing PSS, Pope Sanchez shipping, PSS jumpsuits.
Mm-hmm. Did he look like he was going willingly?
Second here. I couldn't tell you. I mean, he wasn't restrained in any way. I mean, I guess with the way they were walking, maybe it but some of those fancier types like to be escorted by guards or whatever. So maybe that might have been why why he had them with him, but.
Arles, does he remember the registration of the ship? Or the date and time?
Date, yeah. I mean, it was it's the same date, and shortly after Dr. Siri went missing from the, it's slightly more than 3 weeks ago. Same day as when he went missing as when Pedro went missing.
I have an idea, but... Okay, we'll thank him for his help and maybe drop him a couple of credits for a drink.
Sure.
If we know it was Pope Sanchez shipping, we could pull up some records on what ships were docked and where they were headed.
Yeah.
That's what Casey's thought. Is if we go to the dockmaster's office, they will have arrivals, departures, and everything else.
To be honest, you can find that on the on the net.
Yeah, or sometimes public information. Oh, in that case,
yeah.
Can we just put it up on our phone and?
Yeah. So you pull it up. So what you reading through this information, where do you think this is happening? Where do you think you'd be doing this? Like somewhere near the. I'm assuming you're not standing in the docks pulling up all this stuff.
No, can we find another food stand?
Yes.
Maybe one that's a bit out of the way, and we can
Yep. So this is in sort of the
noodles and just have a look on our phones and have a look.
Yeah.
Today, these are the ships that have left.
Mm-hmm.
What was that, John?
Oh, I was just saying, Nico's a pilot, so she probably deals with that particular site often because of having to get the ship in and out. So she's just going to flip through it.
Okay, well, the first thing you find is on the Pope Sanchez shipping site, you're able to get information that it's a freight shipping company based out of Durham, North Carolina. They specialize in fast and regular deliveries. They maintain regular shipping routes throughout the solar system with standard service between many locations and offer... Oh, we lost Mo.
Oh.
Oh, we'll just wait for Mo to get his headphones back on. Oh, he's getting comfortable.
I was updating notes. I didn't notice.
Yeah, so I looked up when I was talking. I'm like, oh shit, he can't hear us. So probably for the best just to wait for him to get back on. All right. Okay. Sorry, Mo, we wanted to wait till you were back on so you could hear the information about the stuff. You all right there?
Yeah, just a bit itchy. Yeah,
okay.
So,
So here's what you learned about Pope Sanchez Shipping. It's a freight shipping company based out of Durham, North Carolina. They specialize in fast and regular deliveries. They maintain regular shipping routes throughout the solar system with standard service between many locations and offer special courier services as well. They also offer limited, no-frills passenger service for those willing to pay a premium. Need fast and secure shipping between Mars and Ceres? PSS is the company for you. The company's primary shareholders and founders are Sebastian Pope and Enrique Sanchez, who merged their smaller shipping companies to form Pope Sanchez. Sanchez is mostly retired to his lunar estate, but Pope is still very active in the business world and has controlling interests in a number of companies, including Vector Security. Vector Security is one of the sort of private military or private police, services that people hire in the belt. Now, as for the ships, let's see here. You can find that on that day there was a PSS ship that was docked, and that is the Ebenezer Hazard. I'll put that in chat for you guys as well. And the Ebenezer Hazard makes it's one of these round trip delivery and transport runs from Tycho Station to Vesta. And lo and behold, the Hazard is scheduled to dock tomorrow. And then it leaves 2 days later. Now, Casey, would you give me a intelligence technology check, please?
sorry, you were me.
Yes,
Sorry,
yeah, Casey, yeah, please.
I forgot my name there for a minute.
That's okay.
So intelligence.
Got so many of them.
Yeah. I'm thinking that. So yeah, it's just going to be intelligence straight.
Okay, let's see how you do. Nice, that's actually... So, Casey, you're looking at this, and further to what you said, going to the log times for these ships, you're looking through the logs for the Ebenezer Hazard, and it's sure enough, it makes the round trip delivery run is pretty consistent. It looks like it's been doing that for quite some time, but from the route 3 weeks ago, there's something a little odd about it. Because their run from 3 weeks ago, from Tycho Station to Vesta, it actually took 14 hours longer than it normally would.
Was there any kind of
Interesting.
Nico wants to pull up like a what we would think of like a space weather thing. Like, was there any asteroids or meteors or anything that might have caused that delay in the area?
So asteroids, you really can't. Asteroids are just sort of a risk you run out there. You can't really, apart from the biggest ones, you can't really judge where they're coming. And asteroids don't move around. Comets move around in the thing, but there's nothing that you recall from the news or from that period that would have explained this.
No solar flare, nothing like that.
No.
Okay.
But
well, Casey's going to think.
You know what? Nico, give me an.
Maybe they made it.
Hold
they
on,
made a diversion.
One sec, Mo. Yeah. So to a diversion, Nico, would you kind of give me an intelligence navigation test?
Okay, straight intelligence. Ooh.
Holy shit. Okay, so
yeah.
looking at this. Oh, and you got stunt points as well too.
Yeah.
So this is part of investigative one. Let me see here. You're not quite 4, but that's still pretty darn good.
I think being a pilot, I'd know the inherent dangers for flying around and what would cause a delay, and this smells fishy.
Well, and that's so. Let's hear 3. Huh. So for a 3-point investigative stunt is a lucky break. The test's result leads fortuitously to putting 2 and 2 together. Treat one irrelevant focus as a tangential one on the next test that you make to unlock a lead related to this test.
Okay.
So, I mean, you don't have to spend it that way. You could also spend on intuition. You could... GM reveal is for 2 points. A GM reveals a fact about an object of your test that you could not have noticed or deduced simply by interacting with it. Or you gain 2 new leads.
Well, Casey is going to suggest that maybe they made a diversion from their normal route, and then dropped off these passengers at some other location.
Let me tell you what you learn, and then you can tell me what you want to spend your stunt points on. So you, Nico, you sit there and you think about this, and then you kind of gesture and it displays up the and it's only coming from your comm unit. It displays sort of the run. We can see a graphical representation of the run from Ceres to Vesta, and you look at this, and you quickly check the sort of schematics of the Ebenezer Hazard. You get an idea of how far it could travel in 7 hours if it was going and coming back from somewhere. What 14 hours of travel would look like. You create that as a little circle. You toss it, and it becomes part of the display. And you're looking around to see what's in there. And almost precisely where that circle is, which would be 7 hours out and 7 hours back, is an asteroid called 532 Herculina. And you can picture that you moved this circle along the route, and the one thing that hits right on the edge for where that distance, the total distance out and back would have been, is 532 Herculina.
Okay. Casey, look at this. I was thinking maybe somebody met up with them and they had to slow down, but there's nothing else nearby except for this right here.
Now, if you want, John, speaking of your stunt points, you could spend, let's say here, so 1 to 3 points gives additional useful fact about the object that you investigated. For 1 point, you could do a flashback. The test reminds you of something important you forgot. The GM reveals the identity or existence of another source of information you didn't know about. Or treat one of your tangential focuses. That's part of the investigative sub-rules that we're not really using. Or you could do that intuition thing I mentioned, where you gain 2 new leads instead of 1. Or there's the lucky break, where you put 2 and 2 together. you treat one irrelevant focus as a tangential focus. Well, again, we're not really using the investigative sub-rules for the quick start, but...
I think the two new leads sound good. What about you, Mo?
Yeah, so we think it's this asteroid, but you're right. They could have actually... Well, the slowing down and meeting someone is a little more thing, because someone could have boosted to the same speed and they could have just transferred.
Yeah. Just thinking
this is like Newtonian mechanics. I'm just looking up at my traveller little black books.
Yeah, the physics involved is kind of sketchy, especially if you think about on our space station up on Earth right now. They have to very carefully align things, and slowing things down enough to make sure you don't damage anything is important.
This is a much more... Space travel is relatively commonplace in the Expanse. So you know, like... your computers are advanced enough to very easily calculate. Like we've seen in the show at one point, they calculate a way of slingshotting a ship using only gravity and propelling itself along to stay in the blind sights of sensors from a bunch of different things. So like the kind of calculations that are so difficult to perform now become routine by this time.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, they have got to have slowed down and boosted back up. So yeah, I'll go with the two new leads.
Okay. So I think, let's see here, what...
I mean, mate, could we look up the actual that asteroid there must be an almanac online says of all the asteroids and objects.
Yeah, there definitely is. Yeah,
pilots can pull up. So maybe if we pull that listing up, maybe there's something that jumps out there.
Okay.
Maybe go through a VPN when you do so.
Yeah.
So they can't track you.
Yeah, you guys are not super skilled with computers, so...
Yeah, but we're...
feel like you definitely should be, hiring. I know, sweetie.
Just to make it hard. Because I have a feeling that if some big wigs are involved with this, they're going to flag certain data searches as, somebody's looking into us.
Yep. The trouble being, is the difference between knowing that that's possible and knowing how to do it, though.
Yeah.
So, do you want me to try and do that? And make a communication roll?
I think we know about the asteroid, but let's get to a more secure place before we try that.
Well, why don't we go back to the ship? Or maybe we go to a bar and do it from there rather than the ship, because if they track the location,
I'd say we use a public terminal instead of our own devices.
Yeah.
It's about
I can't remember if I've seen a mobile phone, a phone kiosk in the Expanse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think there's there's probably.
Yeah, we see a Earth Antique K6 red phone box.
Yeah. So the leads, what you can find about the from Herculana 532 is that it's an abandoned mining facility, which is not unusual in the belt. That is sort of what many of the belters earn their living doing is mining from the asteroid belt. But it looks like, I think the lead is that if you searched the kind of system, the system real property information, it may give you an idea as to who owns that now. Okay. And the other lead would be... Oh, you actually, I think, know where to look here for the pilots. So you're able to check with the crew roster. And you know that the names, you don't know these people, but the pilot of the Ebenezer Hazard is someone named Mia Gallagher. And the co-pilot is Jay Chen. You don't know either of those two.
Okay.
Okay. Now, I'm sorry. What did you want to do on the sort of public terminal? I think you find a crappy old one in in part of the in a neighborhood where the Belters would likely be living.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Basically, look into the asteroid itself, who owns it, and its history, things like that.
Sure. So I think that let's see here. Why don't you give us a? Here's my list of. Oh wait, is there a list of? Oh wait, things on here. Let me see. Let me see. Yes, excellent. So one of the things is the abilities and focuses. That's what I was looking for. So I think it'll be intelligence, research.
Yeah, I think we're just rolling straight intelligence.
Okay. Let's see if you got some luck here.
I can take point on that if you want.
You do. Go ahead, Nico. Yep. Wow, big rolls. Holy shit. So, yeah, what you find is that it is through a subsidiary company, and which is very easy to track down with a second corporate search. Pope Sanchez Shipping (PSS) has purchased the asteroid.
Do we know how long ago?
It would have been about a year ago. Yeah, about a year ago.
Okay.
I think a trip to the asteroid is.
Yeah, I take a look at Casey. Casey, do you remember seeing anything about Hope Sanchez Shipping in? What is the name? Here it is. Bragenholm's emails, or Mateo's emails.
Yeah, I'd assume maybe we take a copy of all their stuff.
You did, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Okay, well, let's just quickly plug that in and say search.
Sure. So this is going to be another. Let's do another research roll here.
Okay, let Casey go for that. She's got the,
Hold on, let me see if there's something that may be better for that.
Well, I do have engineering. Maybe I've got some.
No, engineering is making, repairing, and maintaining technological items.
Yeah. Okay.
And I've got search. That's basically with my senses, so not technology based.
Yeah.
So.
It'd have to be a straight intelligence, I think. Then.
Okay.
Okay. Well, let's
give it a try.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, so.
Okay, I'm going to make that first 3 of 4.
So if you make the first 3 of 4, that means you. Oh yeah, then you would stunt. Yeah, you'd stunt anyway. Yeah. So that'll give you an 11, and you get 3 stunt points as well. So.
Oh, sorry, I got a triple anyway, so I don't.
Yeah, but you didn't.
Yeah, I'll do it. So that would have cost me 4.
Yep, 4
on my bat.
Yep,
fortune.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we just spend fortune and then we go to the noodle bar like Rick Deckard.
So
right up again.
Yeah, so you guys are sitting at the having your food, and you're looking through the stuff, and the 3 stunt points is what's going to be required for this, because this is really like it's in deleted emails that she wanted to make sure that we're not. So it's you reconstructing basically the poking around through the stuff that she thought she had deleted and thought she had double deleted, but it turns out that in a little bit of a bit of old correspondence that she erased, it seems that job offer, it came from PSS.
So that's the Hope Sanchez Shipping?
Yes.
Yeah.
And it was about a year ago?
That email was about 6 months ago. So I mean, around the time when she was talking about how she had been offered another job to the other email you found. But in that email, she was saying that she was quite, she was intent on finishing the project and taking part in the voyage on the Nauvoo.
And how long ago was the Nauvoo taken?
Nauvoo was taken from the time of this, I think it is 3 months ago.
That is extremely suspicious. She disappears and the Navus are gone.
So, yeah. So without spoiling it for you guys, you can confidently say that what the Navu was used for is not anything related to PSS.
Okay.
So when you watch the series, you'll see what I mean. But like it's public knowledge as to what the Navu was used for, and it had nothing to do with PSS.
Yeah, I'm. So if the Navu was taken and used for something that wasn't related, I mean, she didn't have a purpose there anymore, and she decided to jump on with the shipping company.
Could possibly, because she could have joined voluntarily, and maybe Mateo not so much.
Mm-hmm.
How do you square that with her having other social plans and plans in her calendar?
This woman was a genius of a certain other level, and she could have planned in advance. Even before that happened, she had 3 months to plan how she could disappear and not leave a trace.
Well,
I think she might be behind it.
yeah, or at least a willing participant. Case beginning to think, I think we need to go and investigate this asteroid.
Yeah, but you think we should let the Mormons know what's going on, or before we head out there in case something happens?
Yeah, I think maybe we should report back to the elder or your cousin and
think
just
we'll
say.
Antonio a message.
I think maybe a face-to-face message and not put it on anything electronic.
It's a good idea.
Okay. So you're just going to contact Antonio and say that you want to have a meeting?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you make that meeting. This is when you're finishing up at the noodle kind of shop. You finish up, and then you guys start making your way to one of the sort of transport things. There's like a subway type system that brings you around in Tycho Station. And as you're making your way along, would you each give me perception check, please? And I think perception, let's see, what would be the focus that would apply here? Intuition can apply.
Yeah, I don't have that.
Yeah.
Ooh, stunted.
14 for Nico, pretty good. And 9 for Casey. Okay. So Nico, as you guys are making your way through, and you can picture you're moving through some some of the lower class corridors, some of the lights are flickering. It's a little darker than it is in the more well lit, well laid out areas like the docks you can see in the illustration, or the parts of the station where the Nauvoo. Oh, nice! He sent it as well too. Great. Let's see here.
Same stunt too.
I think what I'll do is we'll bank those for now.
Okay.
Just because I can't think of anything that if you got a suggestion for what you want to do once you hear sort of what's going on, I'm happy to have you do that. But all right, so what you notice is that there are 2 men who are making their way behind you, and they are definitely shadowing you. You don't know how you didn't notice them before, but there are 2 who are going along, and you got. If you spent stunt points, I think I'd let you know a little more about them. You may have picked up a little more information about them.
They're not wearing specific uniforms, are they?
If you want to spend stunt points, you can get more information about them.
Yeah, I'll spend stunt points.
Okay, so here's the 2 things you pick up. They're not wearing uniforms, but they're wearing like sort of, casual belter wear in the way that like undercover cops do, where they try and pass themselves off as locals, but don't quite pull it off because they're just pulling shit out of, and that's what you've got. There's 2 of them that are doing that, and there's one that's ahead of you as well. And you know that they are armed as well too. You can see that there's some weapon at their waist, and I'll also give you a good enough. You've made a good enough roll that you can see up ahead of you there is another guy. No, there's actually 0. You spent your stunt points on that additional information.
Okay.
Yeah. What you can see is there's another one who steps out ahead of you guys, and they appear like they're going to be going for their weapons. And unfortunately, you are in part of the station where there's no one who's really going to care if anything happens to you. So
he spent my stunt points as well.
Only one of you I'm counting. Well, you didn't succeed. You only get to spend stunt points unless you succeed.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
I think we both stunted on the perception.
Yeah,
No, but you need to succeed. Stunting.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah. So
yeah,
I see what you mean. So only.
Yeah, if you're successful on your test,
Only
then you
Nico
get to spend your
saw
stunt
it.
points. You don't get to spend stunt points if you fail.
Gotcha.
Sorry, Mo, I should have made that clear. Okay, so then, guys, here's what we need to do. Is I need to turn to the combat section, and we are going to have a bit of a fracas here. So,
Nice.
the initiative is... you make a dexterity initiative test. And this will determine who goes first. So go ahead and click on Dexterity Initiative. We got a 12 for Casey and a 15 for Nico. Pretty good. Let's see how these guys do.
Both stunted. You don't stunt on initiatives, do you?
No.
Pity that roll of yours was pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Okay, so...
It's all part of the plan. Pow!
yeah, nice. Yeah, initiative rolls do not generate stunt points even when you roll doubles.
Triples.
Okay. 15
well.
plus...
It'd be nice to have that. I'm at a combat shop.
All right, I got a 16, actually. No, I didn't. No, I'm lying. I got a 10. I can't add properly. So I got a 10. So that means both of you guys are acting first. Now, when you're taking actions, you guys can... do I have... Did I post an action summary here, too, as a handout? I did! Combat cheat sheet. Look at this, guys. Boom. Look how this DM treats you. My goodness. So, on each test, you guys get a major action and a minor action, or 2 minor actions. So, first up, we have Nico. So, 1 major action, 1 minor, or you can do 2 minor. What are you thinking?
I'm going to do a minor action to ready a weapon.
Okay.
Kind of like a free action shout out. You draw, you die, and then I'm gonna ready a ranged attack against the guy in front of us.
Okay. And what's the readied condition?
If he draws his weapon, I shoot him.
He's drawing his weapon, so you can go ahead and make that attack.
Okay, yeah, I will shoot him then.
Okay.
Just double
So,
checking something.
yeah, you're making an accuracy and pistol. I think there's actually a number for your pistol's weapon
Yeah,
at the bottom there, so go right ahead.
so just click the dice at pistol attack.
I think so, yeah. Unless that does...
Ooh,
Nice! Very nice. Okay. So, that is an awesome shot. That is definitely a hit. And then, is there a dice next to the damage as well?
there is. Is he within 6 meters of me?
I think so, yeah.
I get a +1 on my damage then.
Nice. Ooh. Okay.
Pow!
So that is 7 points of damage. Let me see here. Okay, so his fortune is going down. Now, I don't have tokens for these guys loaded, but let's just quickly do this here. Yeah, I'll use Addison's thing for it, just so we have... you guys can see here. Okay, copy. Oh, hold on. Let's do this first. And we'll do it same as always and let you see the bar. You guys can see the bar?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay. There's 3 of them, so there's 1 ahead, 2 behind. Was it the one ahead that you were shooting there, Nico?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so he sort of he shoots. It doesn't quite hit him, but he ducks to the side. Next up will be Casey. What are you doing, Casey? That's you, Mo.
Okay, miner ready. And I'm going to turn around and shoot at one of the guys behind then.
Nice. Okay, so you whip your gun out.
Hang on, I'm trying to find my character sheet. Oh, hang on. There.
Okay.
Ooh, stunt points.
If you hit him.
Let's see, Casey. So 10 is not good enough, actually. That is a miss. It's not very far off from a hit, though. So
An 11? Would an 11 hit?
it's not far off from a hit, though.
Darn.
Couldn't do a lightning attack then. So it has to work for the stunt points to have any value. Then.
Exactly. In order to get any stun points, you need to actually succeed. And this one right now is a very narrow miss.
Maybe spend some focus points to hit him?
This is the thing I think one of the things I like about this system a lot. It's an interesting, like, do I cash in hit points, like effective hit points, just to affect the target? You know?
You get stun points out of it, though, so it's taking...
Yeah, I'm going to spend 6 to raise one of those, the 3 to a 6.
So what that would do
yeah.
then is it would mean you did not stunt.
Oh, sorry.
You mean
no? I'll raise the 2 to a 6 then.
That sounds like an excellent plan. Then that is a hit, and you have 3 stunt points. So if you take a look at the combat stunts, you got 3 points. You can spend 3 on any one, or you could yeah, if you had your heart set on lightning attack, you could definitely do that too. That's the second shot.
Do it.
Well, either that or knock them prone. Oh, right. I could double team. Oh, I've got 3 points, so I've got to spend them all anyway. So I might as well just do lightning attack, I think.
Okay.
As you're quite right.
But it's cool to be thinking of that stuff.
Oh, sorry. I didn't do the damage from the first attack.
Yeah, let's roll damage.
So this is... well, that second attack's not going to hit.
Okay.
But that's 4 points of damage.
Yeah. So he's also sort of moving to the side. All right. Then, guys, it is their turn. So let's make the 3 attacks from them. The one in the front takes a shot at you. Nico, what is your defense?
I believe it's 13.
13, okay.
Yes.
Okay, so let's see here. Ooh, okay. First attack, I do hit you.
Okay.
Okay. And it is, 11 points of damage.
Geez, so toughness of 1, so I take 10.
Yep.
Jeez, that's half my life.
Okay, and then Casey, the guy, one of the guys behind shoots at you. What's your defense?
It is 12.
12, okay. That is a miss on the first one, so first shot goes wild. Second shot is... second shot does hit. And you take... let's see here. That is 9 points of damage. So
Okay,
reduced
so
by
that's
your toughness,
7.
and then subtract from your fortune. Oh, I think you just entered 7 instead of... You just subtracted 3. You should actually be down at 3.
Oh, sorry. So how much damage did you do?
I did 9 points of damage minus your toughness.
Sorry, yeah, it should be -7. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry, that's okay. I thought that's what happened. All right, and then that is the end of the round, guys. So next, now hold on, I can't remember this.
If you now think, I wish I'd had more noodles.
Yeah, initiative is set, I think. You don't roll every round.
Okay, so it's set once we roll it.
Yeah. That's what it said in the
I think
rules anyway.
I think Modern Age allows you to do it more than one way, actually. But I think, yeah, let's just say it's set.
Yeah. Okay.
For a
so
quick start game, I think it's.
So then it is Nico is up next. Then. We doing Nico?
I'm gonna take aim at the guy in front of me and then shoot him.
Okay.
So I get a +1 on my attack roll.
Okay. Nice.
Oh.
19. That's a big hit. No stunt points, but
Yeah, I'm not gonna spend that much because he hurts, but +1 on this damage.
Yep. Nice. 9 damage. Okay, so he's going to have to take an injury. Let's see here. It does not reduce the enough. So you shoot this guy and he goes down. Ah! All right. Then Casey, what are you doing?
Is there a way? Is there something I can take cover behind?
So I was looking at this. I don't think cover is a thing in the game. I'm gonna double check here. I think it's assumed that you're trying to what your defense represents is you trying to take cover.
Yeah.
Hold on, defense and cover. Wait. I'm a vicious liar.
Right.
So depending on how much you get behind, I think there is. What do you think is nearby that you get behind?
I assume there's some chunk of machinery.
Yeah.
Because there's a minor action move, so I can move. Yeah, I assume it's fairly cluttered.
Yep.
Somewhere there.
So I'll give you. It'll be a rating 2 cover, which means you get +3 armor bonus, and you get -2 range attack penalty. So if there are people attacking you, it gets a -2.
Okay, I'm then going to. Hang on. I'm then going to shoot.
Okay, go ahead.
Bastard.
Nice, that's a hit. Go ahead and roll damage. Nice. So that same guy is not down, but he's out of fortune points now. So he kind of, ducks to the side. They're standing out in the open, and they're, I think, using kind of like squad tactics here. You can see one of them is going to keep shooting. The other one's like, go around. So one of the guys is going to maneuver around to the side to try and get some cover from that cart that you're getting. And we'll take a shot at you, Casey. That is a miss. So it ricochets off of the cover you've taken. The other guy looks over at you, Nico, and is going to shoot at you. I think that's 13. Does that hit you? Mm-hmm. Okay, so you take... that is 9 points of damage.
Okay, so I take 8 then.
Okay. Then it is top of the round again. Nico, what are you doing?
Where's the one that's wounded? Was he the one that stayed out in the open?
The one that's wounded is out in the open, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna take a pop shot at him as my major action. I'm gonna try and move into cover.
Okay.
So is he within 6 meters?
He is not. I'm gonna say if you're moving away, then you're moving further away to get that cover.
Oh, yeah, I was gonna move after, but sure. Shoot him with a pistol.
Okay. That is a hit. Yeah. Go ahead and roll damage.
So just straight up damage.
Nice.
For the wounded one.
Okay, so then he needs to roll to reduce. Nope, he is also out of the fight. Shot, and he is gone.
He's gonna say the other one's coming across your back, Casey.
Okay. Casey, what are you doing?
Well, I'm in cover, so I'm going to aim. That's the minor, and then as the major, which I think is a hit for them.
Yeah.
That is a... Yes, that 13's a hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
For a 2d6 roll, that's a big crap, isn't it?
Yeah, that's pretty... That is really shit.
Yeah, well, then again, I haven't rolled that high for us, so yeah.
Okay. All right, so it shoots... He's ducking, but does not actually connect with him. Okay, so then it's his turn. Oh, go ahead.
I'm going to call out just say, it's undercover cops, guys. Watch it. I'm just saying in case anyone else is around.
Okay. Well, these guys have shit. Haven't been applying, but they've got armor on as well too. Okay, so then, I think what he's going to do is take aim at you, Casey, and try and shoot. So let's see here. He gets terrible roll, an 11. Oh, because he also gets -2. No, it's actually a 9.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that ricochets off of the your cover. Nico, what are you doing?
I'm gonna move out to where I can see him without any cover from him, and I'm gonna shoot him.
Please do. Okay. So you come walking out.
Like, you were warned, a-pow.
And you'll get the bonus damage as well too, because you moved into closer range.
So So 10 damage.
10 damage. Oh, shit. He's got to roll. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, no! So he's down to... Hold on, actually. 10 minus his armor. I forgot, actually. So it hits me. Oh, and you can see he's got a tack vest of some kind on right now. So he's actually not down.
Oh.
Casey, what are you doing?
Finish him off with a Falcon Punch.
Okay, I'm going to aim at that guy and then shoot.
Please do.
So that is a... Oh, my God.
That's a great shot.
6 stun points. What did I do with that?
Holy shit. So...
I don't think it goes up to 6.
Well, you can mix and match and spend up to 6 points.
Yeah, so you could do... so like, here's the things. You could do... the ones that you can do
Vicious
multiple
blow.
times, you have to... Yeah, you can't pick, like, Vicious Blow multiple times, but you could take Vicious Blow and do an extra d6 damage. You could also do a lightning attack. You could also do, instead do a shock and awe. What are you thinking?
We should find out what he is. Yeah, take him out.
Well, I think Vicious Blow.
Okay, so give us a d6 roll. Oh, actually, roll damage for your pistol, then also roll a d6.
Oh, sorry, yes. I mean,
Yeah.
he might actually be somewhat moot.
Yeah. So 6.
And then another-
Because you do get to roll damage before you make your decision as well, too, I think. Okay. So do you want to do a Vicious Blow, or do you want to...
Does he look like he's still up? Because we now know they've got armor on, so I'd imagine.
Yes, so he has armor on. He does look like he will still be up.
All right. And then...
Oh,
Not any longer, no. So you still have 4 more stunt points if you want to... I'll let you bank that if you like.
Yeah, I'll bank it.
Oh,
well, these ones have to be used by the end of the action for combat.
yeah. Yeah, they have to... And unfortunately, you guys are out of combat now.
Yeah, no, you took him out, so yeah. I mean, can we just shock and awe, make sure he just doesn't die?
Let's see here.
Yeah.
When you succeed in a non... or taking a
Well, it's a
penalty...
non-attack.
Anyone
So
who
why
witnessed
is
it...
that in a combat stunt?
Well, that's to... that's for if you're trying to, like, intimidate.
Oh, I see. You do a combat stunt and then you do something after.
Yeah. That's sort of like... It's a way of
Got me.
ending... like, bringing the fight to an end without having to roll through every single thing. But I think that hits him square in the forehead. And he just... His head snaps back, and he goes down. You can hear the sound of people kind of running around and shouting. Kind of like, I mean, gunfire is unmistakable in here. You guys have maybe... it's going to be a while before Star Helix, the security company, gets down here. The equivalent of the cops. But what are you thinking?
I say let's take some of their body armor and book it.
Yeah, well, search the bodies. Are they all either unconscious or dead?
So, in terms of the body armor, it's obviously not sized for you,
Okay.
right? So, like, this isn't D&D where you're looting corpses to try and get stuff off of them. If you're going to strip these guys, it will take some time, and you may be, there may be people coming in beforehand.
Well, we'll take the guns and ammo and any identifiable stuff. Sure.
So, and you can search through the pockets of these guys. I'll say you get... You are scavengers as well, too. So, I mean, there is that. I think that in the course of taking one of the sets of armor off there, Nico, what you find is that there's markings on the inside for... This is stuff that has been supplied by some corporation. Okay? And the markings on it are with vector security.
I thought so.
You also find that each of these guys have ID hidden on them. Oh, actually, here, give me a perception searching check there, please, Nico.
I can do that.
Oh,
Can I spend? No, if I can spend 2 points to boost that up to a 9 and get a stunt point from it, right?
You could. 9's not going to be good enough, unfortunately.
So
So you know what? I think it's because you're so panicked, and because you got the the armor off of them too. You're so like go 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 go. You can hear people coming. Casey, are you doing the same thing too, trying to help out with?
Yeah. So do you want me to make a perception? See what I
Please,
get?
yeah, go ahead. Let's see what you can grab.
Oh, did I click perception or searching?
It's perception searching.
Okay, I get 2 higher then because I clicked perception instead of searching.
Oh, okay, so it'd be 10. If you spend 2 points, that will actually get you. If you get that 1 up, then you will be good enough.
Okay, that'll put me at 0 of the.
Okay. So you got
fortune,
0
yeah.
fortune. Yeah. So you you both go. What you find is that on one of them, you're like, come on, and hidden in kind of a sub pocket inside one of the jackets, you find ID that marks them as part of vector security.
Okay, so. Security. I wonder how long they've been following us. Do they have any of those personal devices like we do, the glass ones?
Yep.
I was wondering if maybe we would have taken those. So
Okay, so you grab those things.
Yeah, their guns, their phones, and their
yeah,
Okay.
and anything portable.
they
Yeah.
are dead though, right?
They are dead. Oh yeah. They also each have on them a taser as well too, which you're free to take.
Excellent.
3 tasers.
Okay. So you got your hand terminal from each of them. You got 1 set of light body armor and a pistol and a taser from each. Okay, let's get a now. I'm gonna give you +2 to this roll, but let's just for fun, let's get you guys out of here. We're gonna do a challenge. So we're gonna abstract how you guys are getting out of here. I'm assuming you don't want to run across Star Helix, and I'm assuming you don't want to run across anyone else who could identify you, right?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. So, what skill do you think you're going to use for the first task? Either of you can go first.
We can like drive away, right? Like boost a car and pilot it off.
It's not really vehicles on a space station.
Well, Casey's going to think maybe because she's strong, she's going to like pull open a vent. And
I
then
love
we'll
it.
crawl through the vents to like get to another place where we can come out and then just walk off like nothing's happened.
Yeah, that sounds
'Cause
awesome.
that would play into what my character's got.
Yeah. So what
She's
what
actually got?
what are you thinking?
So that is might.
Strength, might? Yeah, sure. Go ahead and give us a roll.
She's an engineer. She likely has tools on her to open things
Well, we
up.
could either, but the strength is better. Actually, a strength's better. So we'll go with that.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And 2
Nice. So 13 is success, which means you're contributing 2. So you got 2 towards. So yeah, we see you go and you wrench this thing off. The vent is open, and you're like, go. Nico, what are you thinking is your next roll?
I'm thinking that I'm gonna navigate us through the ductwork using searching perception. Make sure we don't get lost.
Sure, yeah, and listening in for where, who the next person, whether there's people ahead. You can stop. What's that, Mo?
Could I use I got stunt points.
You did, yeah. What are you thinking of using stunt points for?
Well, we got speed demon, so maybe we can move
Half the
faster.
time. Yeah.
Okay. It won't play in necessarily to the numbers in the test.
Oh, actually, the one above it, when a plan comes together,
What's that do?
you reveal this test was part of your plan all along, granting a bonus equal to SP spent on Walleye's next test during the same
Nice.
encounter.
Yeah.
To accomplish the same goal. So maybe I said, I've thought about this, quick. And then that's Nico's, then whatever you're doing.
Yeah,
So-
that's fantastic. That's awesome. So you
Plus
get,
4 on my roll then. Plus from you and him.
I think it's +2, isn't it? Or is it +2
It's 2,
per?
because I spent 2 stunt points.
Now, is it one of those ones that allows you to spend more than one?
Yes.
1 to 3.
1 to 3.
1 to 3. Okay, great. Yeah, that's fantastic.
There's my search.
Okay, hold on. Let's see here. I'm trying to find.
But you have to do it before the roll, so
Well, yeah, we chose to, right?
Yeah.
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 Okay, so you got two. So the total was 18?
Yes.
18, yeah, so definitely a success, and generate 5 towards it. Now, hold on. There it is. I was trying to find the page where the rules for challenge tests are. Awesome. Okay. So yes, that is definitely a success, and it brings you.
Yeah, Nico being a survivor, she probably scoped out fast escape routes too.
Okay. So you can hear, people shouting, "Someone's dead! Someone's dead!" in Belter accents. So you.
Yeah, and probably then take his stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Get it all. Oh man. Okay, 1 second here. Challenge test. There we go. Sorry, guys. I was trying to find. They've separated out like the basics of challenge tests at the beginning of the rulebook, and then the GM section for judging the difficulty, like the thresholds for them, a little bit later. Okay. All right. Okay. So then you're getting pretty close to getting away, guys. I'm going to set the challenge threshold as a 10. And basically what happens is if you fail one, that's just you become, you are found, like you suffer a consequence of some kind. It doesn't mean the challenge is over, it just means there's a complication. So we'll go back to Casey. Casey, what's your next contribution here? And you have to use something different from what you used last time.
Well, maybe if I use my intelligence engineering to, what would I, well, no, that's making stuff, isn't it? Actually, how would that play into this?
What were you thinking? Let's follow that one along. What were you thinking?
Maybe I can use some of my tools to make another exit, or to no, actually, if I've got, say, tools, I can maybe use them to quickly remove a bulkhead that we go through. I imagine the ducting, and then I can sort of like quick.
Another option, Casey, for you to consider is your willpower. You've got self-discipline. Maybe somebody spots us and you're like, hold on, we have to hold our ground. Wait.
I'm not buying that one. I buy the engineering. Yeah, okay. And it's good to play to strengths, but some things are just no.
We just haven't seen willpower pop up yet, so I was
sure. No, it's a good to try and find to play to strengths, but I don't know. That's not actually achieving anything. If you guys were spotted, maybe I'd allow that. Okay. But Casey, so go ahead and give us a engineering check, please. Nice, very nice. And that gives you 4. So this is going to be your getaway. So what do we see as you guys come out of the bulkhead?
Maybe you see like that sort of like cutting edge thing go round.
Yeah.
And then clang as it falls out. And then we both jump down with me helping.
And there's
Nico,
some homeless belter
a bit unsteady on the feet
who kind of looks up and is like,
well, I'll say I'll just hand him a 5 credit. Hey, you never saw us, man.
Okay, he gets it and kind of staggers up and goes off to go and buy something with it. And we'll end our session with you guys making your getaway to head back to your area, or to your ship. So
see Nico getting there and taking the body armor and setting it up in the locker for later. Gonna have a crew together soon.
Nice.
Yeah, I think you see us making a stop over at a pizza place, so you can see us carrying in a stack of pizzas and some beer bottles.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so guys, that's where we will end our session. So part 1 of the what is that? To sleep, perchance to dream. As is always the case, folks, if you have any comments, questions, or concerns regarding the game, the session, or the adventure, I suppose, please do not hesitate to leave a comment in the comment section of the video, and I will endeavor to reply in a timely fashion. You can also reach me by Twitter at Dungeon Musings and by email at dungeonmusings@gmail.com. In addition, you can find a link in the description of the video to the Dungeon Musings Discord server, and you are welcome to join us on there as well, too, where we have channels dedicated to all the games we run on the channel, all the campaigns at least, as well as channels for finding a group for discussing games in general and whatever. If you have not, if you enjoyed the session and you don't want to miss the next one, we'll be playing again tomorrow at starting at noon Central Standard Time. Or you can find this, if you're listening to this later, you can find the next episode is on the playlist for The Expanse. In addition, you can, if you haven't subscribed and you want to not miss more of these, you can click on subscribe and the bell icon to be notified for when we go live. I also post the schedule for the Dungeon Musings YouTube channel on the community tab of the YouTube channel on Sunday nights, as well as onto Twitter and onto the Dungeon Musings Discord server. In addition, if you enjoyed the session, clicking a like does help us with the magic behind the scenes of YouTube as well. And the last thing I will say is a big thank you to both John and Mo for diving into the Expanse. Because we were down so many players, we kind of had to make an adjustment in the plan, and both these guys, Mo was only this morning that he agreed, or he knew that we were doing this, so for both of you guys, thank you so much for jumping in on the Expanse. How did you enjoy the Expanse so far? The game, I mean.
It's great. I like it. It's really easy to grasp. I got a hold of it real quick, and yeah, can't wait to see what character creation's like.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting, and I think because of the pre-gens, and they've probably been a bit more fiddled with and designed, you can see where you can string things together, whereas the more randomized modern age characters we had that were all a bit disjointed, you can see maybe where this would work if the character gen's done as a collaborative thing where you can help each other. But yeah, I think that shows where you can actually use the specializations to say, well, I've got this, so I can cut a hole here.
Yeah.
So actually, I think this shows the strength of the system there.
It does, and I like. There's elements I like about the. I love pre-generated systems, but there are some pre-generated systems where you get your stats through doing that, and there's some pre-generated systems where you get background story, and then that augments or supplements it. Like Cyberpunk 2020 and The Witcher have the latter, where it gives you great background story and may give you one or two things, but it doesn't do them, like it doesn't create your character for you. Whereas like Conan 2D20, the Age games, and the Vaesen random generation, they do that where you end up with a wholly crafted character at the end, and sometimes they end up awesome, and sometimes they end up with a hodgepodge where it's a bit of a mess of a character, and you can develop that character as you go forward. But yeah, I think next time we play an Age game, I think I'm gonna do part like halfway and halfway part, because it's fun having some of it random, but I agree that like when you end up with a bit of a hodgepodge of a character and you're having to figure out how to justify fitting those bits together, it's not as bad as like the old Marvel superheroes game where you'd have bizarre combinations of powers you have to somehow justify. But these feel like more it's a unified vision of how this character was going to be for mechanics. So cool. All right, well then guys, so then well, thank you again for watching, and for those listening at home, thank you again for joining us for this session of the or part one of our one shot of the Expanse. I look forward to seeing what happens next. Oh, one thing we'll do before we end, guys, is go ahead and roll 1d6 plus 1 plus your con. That's how much fortune you get back. Ugh, Nico, not good.
Need to stop at a noodle shop a couple times.
Yeah. And Casey, I think yours was 1d6 plus 3, right?
Yeah, I'll just go to
6 back, nice.
Yeah, the combat is really deadly.
It can be, yeah. There are ways to get your fortune back, though. Okay, great. And you can spend stunt points. Like one of the uses for stunt points is to jack up your defense, too. Just duck and weave, so you could do that, too. But it's a matter of learning how to work the system, right? Did you only have... Nico, how many...
Well, I was at 0 because I spent the last one to get
right, because the thing...
So
Right. Shit. All right, so then, guys, with that, we will bid everyone a good day. So if you are listening to this live, as is always the case, we hope this finds you healthy, safe, and weathering the current crisis as well as can be expected. We hope that seeing our heroes get into trouble has given you a couple hours to turn your mind off of the troubles of our world and listen to these guys get up to trouble. And until we see you again, happy gaming.